That whole thing was good. That's definitely worth a rewatch.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I'm excited. The future of flippy things is in good hands.
Swear to fuck, if Phil says he's home again,
He really loves the Bret Hart merch. Oh wow. Is this the first time they've crossed paths?
it was shot and on screen. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Ooh, we're starting off hot next door.
What you got?
Eddie looks like he's ready to fucking kill someone.
Yeah,
Of course,
he's not doing
that's a constant trait for Eddie, though.
he's not doing too good as far as points. Last time I checked.
No, he has zero.
Oh,
He has a zero, but he's going up against his arch nemesis,
Claudio.
Claudio Castagnoli.
I feel like if anything should go to a draw in this tournament, it should be this one.
Hasn't been a draw yet. Close.
We need at least one
I think the draws will come into play.
later.
Yeah, once things get a little bit closer and the math starts coming into play, it's like, okay, you have 9, you have 6, you have X, you have this. So if you draw with this guy, that's when we'll start.
Okay, yeah.
I'm thinking that's probably why.
Oh, we just went live and didn't say anything. We've been live
We
for
live,
2 minutes.
ladies and gentlemen. We
Wow. Okay.
live.
Yeah. I mean,
We got 3 shows tonight. I'm on 2 of them. I'm on the Deadline from the NXT, and I got Collision going. We have Judge Maddie somewhere with the big round head.
oh,
Gone.
he was here, then now he's not. So
They're having a hugging moment in NXT.
I'm already past that, so I don't understand the point of any of that. That was just a random CM Punk appearance. We could have went without that.
Well, that was just to draw viewership. It won't mean anything because he's not going to be there. I don't imagine, based on his promo Friday.
Right.
Yeah. Did you hear the promo Friday?
Boy, did I.
Yeah. It was very reminiscent of something.
It reminded me of the Jack Swagger promo when he was trying to get his momentum back, and it was like, I got a smoking hot wife,
No,
and nobody did anything.
no. You know what it reminded me of?
Huh.
The one that he did in AEW when he ran through the bunch of names and the guys in the back and this guy, I owe receipts to, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was just to me anyway, in my opinion, it was a toned down, more scripted version of that. Let's run through some guys. The only difference was is when he first came back and did that promo, he listed some guys that were not top guys that he wanted to face. And the reason
Right.
why he didn't do that here, they were all Seth, Orton, Owens, Roman.
The Samoans.
So yeah, they were all top end guys, right?
Right.
Had he thrown a couple of names in from NXT, then this connection would have
Would have made
carried
sense.
would have carried a little more weight to it.
Yeah. He could have at least said, what's his name? Braun Breaker.
Well, somebody
Right.
don't throw Dragonov's name out. Phil will leave in a dustpan. What are you doing? Just sweeping Phil up.
Yeah, it's fun while it lasted.
Yeah, Dragunov killed him. Who's up first on the NXT here?
Dragon Lee and Dom.
Dragon Dom.
I forgot he was North American champion for a second. That's
Well, Dom's been putting in the work. Like you can't knock him for that, right? Like, and his commitment to this character is top notch, right? Like,
well, I mean, we've been saying a bunch of us were saying, send him back to NXT, send him back to NXT. He's here, and now he's working across all three brands. So you can't be mad at that.
and you see his matches for the year, like he's up to 100, right? So
Yeah,
the kid is putting the work in, right? So you can't not, and he has gotten better. Like between this
yeah,
time and like last year, like it's a
yo, absolutely.
remarkable difference. Like,
He just got to get the reps in, and we're seeing that now.
yeah, he is right. I don't know how high his in ring ceiling is, but like I said, as far as and the character he's running, I mean, I've seen them many times before over the years. It's the cowardly heel that
Right.
rides in a group, and it's not groundbreaking, but he's doing it really well. So props to him.
I just think he has to find his own thing. Like even when I remember Rey Mysterio talking about him before he decided he wanted to do wrestling,
Mm.
and he says, if I want my son to look up to any pro wrestler, it's Randy Orton because he's like 6'2". He's not vertically challenged the same way I am. So
Yeah, him and Ray yeah, they're not the same.
yeah, he's more akin to Eddie, if I'm being honest.
Well, height wise, yeah, height wise,
Yeah,
but
height wise,
not
yeah.
not in not in ring.
No, 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 not in ring. I mean, hopefully he gets there one day.
I don't think he has that type of talent in him. But I mean, he'll be a serviceable guy in the ring, like
Yeah,
and for where he's at, it'll work, right?
yeah. I mean, he wasn't in the ring at as early as Eddie was, and as often as Eddie was, but he can get
No,
close.
no, he wasn't, and Dom doesn't have the added advantage of working where those guys worked, right?
Right.
Like Eddie was over Japan, he was down in Mexico, like Eddie was all over the place, right? Same with Ray.
ECW, yeah.
Yeah, Dom doesn't have that outside of WWE experience to draw from, right?
No.
So he's learning from that system. But I notice what they're doing is like they're putting him in with guys that do have that experience, like Dragon
Right.
Lee, but that by extension that will help him. It won't be the same, as actually out there doing it, but I'm interested to
Not.
see what they do with Dragon Lee here though,
Yeah.
because he's getting a big push on the main roster. So,
So I wouldn't think he's winning, but
or
Dom's on the main roster too. But you do know, I mean, we all know that the thing with replacements is usually the replacement goes over for the most part.
now Dragon Lee lost last night, so he's no longer in that tournament. So that would open the door for him to win here.
Right.
But doing that would also tie him back to NXT a bit. So do they want to do
Yeah.
that? Right?
Well, I mean, Dom's in NXT now, so clearly these things don't matter because I've seen CM
Dom's
Punk in NXT.
yeah, but Dom's in NXT for several reasons.
Yeah.
One is so he can learn with not as much eyeballs on him all the time, which NXT affords him,
Now.
and it also it will draw eyeballs to NXT because of Dom's main roster association.
Yeah.
So, so it's accomplishing two things at once, right?
Right.
But
And
Dom can
those
show up
eyes.
anyway because the draft is, as we learned, utterly fucking pointless.
Utterly.
Utterly. What brand will Randy Orton sign to? What brand will Punk sign to? Does it really matter?
Well, I mean,
They're just gonna show up wherever they want to anyway. Fucking Cody was on SmackDown. Raw guy.
right. Oh, I mean, his story is on.
He's still a
His
Raw guy.
main story is on SmackDown, so I can't wait to see how he jumps over.
But just consistencies, right? Because when they first did the GM thing, they fined one of them. I forget who it was. Like, you're not supposed to be here. You're fined X amount of dollars. That stopped pretty quick.
They find Randy. Randy was fine.
Yeah,
He's on last night's show.
that was for
Something else.
well, he fucking RKO'd or did something to one of the GMs. That's what got him fined.
Oh,
Yeah, two good matches going on here. Oh, that was a bad drop by Dragon Lee.
so back to your point of Booker T being bad at commentary. As much as it pains me to agree with that, this man just said that Dominic Mysterio was one of the youngest veterans he's ever seen. I don't agree with that.
Yeah, no, he's fucking horrible. Like, like I've
Yeah,
been listening to fucking wrestling commentators for the better part of 40 years. Like, he's bad. Period.
I'm not saying he's great. He adds something. I will say he does add something to the broadcast sometimes. It's
Well,
nowhere near the bottom of my barrel, but
like, I could
he's
see
close.
him doing what he does on commentary if he had no history in the business
Okay,
and didn't really know, right? It's like, okay, maybe this is all you're capable of adding to whatever's going on, right? That's
right,
not the case. Booker T, has been a multi-time world champion, a
right,
multi-time world tag team champion among a multitude of other belts. He's been in three major companies, right? Like
right, and
he
he's
has a
helming
lot
his own.
to he has a lot to you know put out there that would be useful and educational and teach the people while they're watching, right? It's right there. I don't know why they don't do that.
True. I mean, he also has his own company,
Yeah,
Reality of Wrestling. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
I just think the bar for commentary in WWE is very low.
yeah. No, it's not high. Not high.
I think they'd rather be entertaining than informative, and not try to reach some sort of balance between the two.
But like, and I'll watch both, and I notice the difference, right? Like if Nigel is on the show, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Chances are, right, I'm going to learn something from Nigel, right? Even though I've been watching for 40 plus years, I've still learned things I didn't know before. Excalibur is like that too. Same with Taz.
yeah,
They're all good in that sense, right?
yeah.
Ian Riccaboni, right? Another one. Kevin
Mauro
Kelly.
Ronaldo, yeah. I,
Moro. I wish Moro would get back somewhere.
me too. I think he'd be a great replacement if Jr. is really taking some time off.
Yeah. Well, Jr. I mean, it's time. I think Jr. should pick a last match, like, and call it and
I
call
think
it a day.
I
Like,
think the match with Sting would be a great place to call it.
yeah, it would be a little rushed as far as this is going to be Jr's last hurrah. Like, still a little bit of time. It's March, but yeah,
Right.
that would be one spot because he got a long history with Sting. Uh, Wembley would be another one. Like, pick a specific match
Yeah,
and call that one. Like if Danielson and Nigel happen, right?
that'd be a great spot
That
too. Yeah.
that would be one. But who knows what's going to be on that show? Tickets are selling well.
Wembley? Oh yeah.
Fucking December.
When do they not?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Thing with AEW and their attendance, though, that's an issue, right? They got to address that. Like, they got to start getting people where they're going and promote and promote and promote. They're not doing it. That's why you see the crowds
Yeah.
where they are. It's not the product. The product is fine, right? But
Right.
if people don't know you're going, you know,
Until the week before.
yeah, like there's no chatter, right? WWE's touring all the time, so if WWE is out there promoting things to death, right? People are going to know months ahead of time that it's there. That's the ticket they'll buy, and a lot of them can't afford to buy two. So
Yeah.
it's a
Well,
fixable
another thing I've
situation, but they got to move on it to fix it.
so one thing I noticed about WWE is every time they come to town, they tell you the next time they're going to be there if you're in attendance.
Yeah, as they
So
should.
I'll know the next time WWE is going to be in the area before the show has finished, so I can buy tickets if I have the money.
And that's easily done, right? Like
Right.
you can go on Cage Match, right?
Right.
And if you go right under WWE promotion events, it'll show you months, and I mean months ahead of time, where
Right.
they're booked, right? So they know this. AEW's is the same as far as where they're going to be, what nights, what shows, right? It's just a matter of them doing the same thing, follow that
Right.
same template because it works. You know,
You know, I know they want to try to be different, but why not?
well, that's not an
Copy some things that work.
yeah, well, that's not an area you need to be different in. That's just common sense,
It's
right?
good business. Right.
Yeah, promote what you're doing and promote it as much as you can and as much time in advance as you can. Simple, right? So that's something that they have to work the kinks out to. These are two very good matches going on here. Very different style matches too.
You have a more of a lucha esque match, and I know Claudio and Kingston are
It
just beating the
is
mess out of each other.
yeah, is not a lucha style match.
No.
No,
Ooh.
no, I don't think you'll ever see Eddie Kingston in a lucha
No.
style adventure.
No. No. Not Eddie.
No. Ooh, they're down to 5 minutes in the Claudio Eddie match. 20-minute
It'd
time
be
limit there.
it'd be a great spot for a draw. That's all I'm saying.
Ooh, nice shot by Dom on the Dragon Lee.
Uh, I think that's it. No, okay. I don't know where you're at in the match, but Dragon Lee just hit a power bomb.
I just got a high knee to Dom's head.
Yep.
Power bomb
Maybe
now.
not.
Oh no, a
Yep.
bit of a slip up, fucked up power bomb.
Oh,
Oh, Dragon Lee with the kick out there. Eddie with the kick out over here. Claudio thought he had him. Did not.
yeah. No, it's the replacement theory did not do me wrong on tonight.
Oh, that was a little choreographed. That one.
Yeah, you could tell it was.
Do a
You could
flip
tell it
and
was
it's like, oh, I'm supposed to be on middle rope here.
the. Let me get into position.
Let me. No, that was kind of fucking sloppy too. Oh, yeah, like you can tell in spots Dom's still learning things. Some of he's still a little sloppy in the ring.
Yeah, but I mean, since he debuted, it's yeah.
Eddie and
Since he
Claudio
debuted,
are just fucking smacking the shit out of each other.
yeah.
Claudio just uppercutted Eddie's head into the fourth aisle.
or as Vampiro would say, he dislocated his brain.
Another close fall. This is a good. These are two excellent matches, and Dragon Lee
Yeah,
is your new North American champion. Excellent match. Good job, boys, on both ends.
it's
Still
the
looks like Eddie and Claudio still going though.
I'm trying to tell you this one should definitely be a draw. But I can't wait to see the repercussions from the rest of the Judgment Day. Definitely can't wait to see that back and forth, especially because there's a new member. They don't necessarily need Dom anymore.
Oh, clever pin. Eddie
Claudio
Kingston. Nope. Eddie Kingston picks up the
Kingston.
win and his first 3
Wow.
points. Claudio's fucking shot. So Danielson with 6, Brody King with 6, Andrade with 3, Claudio with 3, Eddie with 3. So she's bunching up there. Nobody's out of it yet.
Swerve is at what, 9 or 6?
Swerve and Mox are at 9. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They got their matchup on Wednesday.
That'd be a great draw.
Well, in our chat there, I think based on what Jay White has been saying, I would keep an eye out for him. He's on that card too. Jay
True.
don't Jay don't forget, man. Jay Jay is that thinking man, fucking hyena, travel in a pack type character.
Yeah.
He'll get you by hook or by crook. He'll get you. Right? And
But
something like that, it automatically sets up Swerve and Jay animosity for
yeah,
right.
I'd love to see Jay White and the Guns versus Swerve and any one of the gates of the gates of Agony, but any one of Mogul Embassy, honestly.
Gates of Agony should be on their way home shortly. Their New Japan Tag League tourney is well, they're out of it now. They're down the top
Well,
bottom four. They had a
well
good
they have
showing over there though. I like what they did. That was a good learning experience for them going over there. Anybody that can get over there, it's a good learning experience. And you know
oh
the other team that
absolutely.
looked really good, Monster Sauce.
Who's
Uh,
that?
that is Lance Archer and Alex Zane. They've teamed together now, off and on since spring.
Okay.
Yeah, they're quite interesting. I would love to see them venture over this way and do some stuff.
They should.
Yeah, no, I mean that depends on Alex, I think, because he works a lot over New Japan. He doesn't travel this way too much. He has worked North American dates though. So,
Right. Isn't he in the GCW?
oh, Alex, he has wrestled there. Yeah,
Okay.
Gunther Video.
Mm. Sit down.
So this is good. I've watched 3 matches in the last hour. All 3 have made my top 10 for the week.
You know, this
And one of them was a pre-show match. Wasn't that? I don't think that was supposed to happen, but here we are.
the NXT always delivers. I hope they get more pay-per-views moving or PLEs moving forward.
Well, I think the format they're doing is it suits them because like these characters are growing, right? And so and their in ring is growing. So you need time to allow that to happen, right? You
True.
can't pump them out at the same rate that guys on the main roster or guys in AEW or Impact can do them, right?
Right.
You'll expose them, right? So, double-edged sword. What was next for Gunther?
Uh,
because he put out that "Who's Next." I hope to
yeah,
fucking God that's not a tie-in to you know who.
yeah. I hope it's not Punk.
Oh no, not at this stage of the game anyway. Like
No.
like Bill's in his 50s, man, and he stopped being good 20 years ago.
Oh, Bill. Oh no, no,
Yeah. So who do you
no.
think I was talking about?
I thought you were talking about Punk because he's new, but definitely not Bill. No, no Bill.
No, I don't. I really would want to see of all the people I would want to see Punk in the ring with. Gunther's not one of them, and I don't want to. I mean, Elia is another, but that wouldn't.
Yeah,
Neither one would really interest me that much. But
I
there's guys
guarantee.
there that Punk will work well with.
I guarantee if it does happen, Punk's winning via roll up. That's the only way I see him getting out
That's
of
the
that.
other thing too. And I don't think like we seen Punk get a belt where he was in AEW, right?
Yeah,
Like he's at the stage in his career. He doesn't really need one. You know, like what's it gonna? Unless there's a game plan to it to put the belt on him and then to transition it over into someone younger, right, and give them
yeah.
the rub, if that's the game plan. But is that the game plan with Roman now that people are back? Has that changed?
I'm trying to figure out these rules.
Uh,
So it's like King of the Mountain.
kind of, yeah. The
Okay.
amount of pins you get, but the longer you're in a cage, the less chance you have of winning because you don't have as much time in the ring. They kind
Okay.
of work against themselves in a way with the rules.
Oh, that's a. I don't like the fact that it has this many rules. I'm not even gonna hold.
Yeah, they they made it a bit too hard to follow. It's too much to keep track of, right?
Not for my enjoyment. Yeah, like
Yeah. I mean, the main thing of these will be it's like okay, let's get them in there. Let's make them all look good, right? So they all get their time to shine. Build at least one feud coming out of it, and then who are we going to propel with the championship shot, right? That should be the
right.
goal of any of these type of matches, regardless of what they are. Fallon Henley. So first, going women for women's match here, it would seem. The Iron
Yeah,
Survivor Challenge on one, and we have the Willow Nightingale against Mercedes Martinez next door.
I don't see Mercedes taking a win at this point
No,
in her career.
No, Mercedes is in her 40s. So good, solid hand. Can get in there,
Yeah,
put on a good, solid, tough, rough match. If she wins, great. If she loses, it doesn't really hurt her one way or the other.
she's like the Ring of Honor's Emi Sakurai.
Kinda, yeah. Old Emmy, she rarely if ever wins on AEW, but she will whoever she's in there with will look
Hulu.
good coming out of it, right? Because
Oh yeah,
they always like Emmy will always give you a good match, right?
she was one of my favorite parts of Dark. Believe it or not,
Yeah, she was on Dark a lot.
I miss Dark a little bit every week, a little bit more every week.
Well, it was Dark and Elevation that birthed the Athena character that we now see. That's where she developed,
Right,
right? That
it
that
was.
that match with Jody Threat, that's what set it all off.
Now we're looking at the best championship reign in Ring of Honor.
Oh, she is carried Ring of Honor. Like
Yeah.
Ring of Honor was hers for the last year, easy. Um, but I think next week this is the passing of the torch to Billy. I think you see
Yeah.
I think you see Athena on the main roster.
Yeah. It's time.
Right.
She needs
Yeah.
to be on TV.
But that work she's been doing with Billy has just been phenomenal. Like she should be applauded for the stuff that she's done. And Billy's put the work in too. Like
Right.
not only in Ring of Honor, but
Everywhere.
everywhere she's been. Like
And she's only like 19, right?
she'll be 19. I think it's 2 days before her final battle.
Yeah.
So like she's wrestled at the age of 18. It'll be close to over the last 2 years, close to 300 matches. Not quite 300. She won't get there, but like and that's all over the world, like
Yeah.
everywhere, against every type of competition you can imagine,
Ooh.
including men. Like Blake. Just in the last 3 weeks, she's wrestled Blake Christian and Mike Bailey
Yes.
and
I
held them both.
remember
Yeah,
I remember that Blake Christian match was quite the talk of the group chat.
yeah. Well, Billy had an actual door held up against the guardrail outside the ring, and Blake came flying through the ropes and broke the door into Billy. Like
Not the forbidden door?
not the forbidden door, an actual door. Like you fucking cracked the door, man. Like how fast were you flying through the air?
Incredible.
Yeah. We got Mercedes giving Willow a whooping outside here by the announce desk. We got no fault in the women's. Ooh, Bear Davenport with a nasty knee there on Fallon.
Yeah, you just
Go,
caught
go.
that one. That was that was pretty vicious. To the midsection too, eh? They ain't playing no
Oh,
games.
it wouldn't surprise me to see Fallon win this.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody, Tiffany Stratton, Tiffany Stratton. I don't think it'll be Stratton.
Kind of hope it's Last Legend. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I don't know if Lash is. I mean, whoever wins this, I don't think is taking the belt off Laya.
Nah,
Is why
nah.
she just got it right to rip it off her that quick. It would just be not going to do her any favors, right? As far as
I
gaining any
mean,
kind of credibility. So it would have to be
at,
someone that can go in there, put on a good match, but lose, right?
yeah,
So I don't think that's Stratton. Right? That doesn't do Stratton any favors.
no. But if you think about it, the women's NXT title is probably the most prestigious title in the company right now. If you think about how long it's been around, how many people have held it, and how long those individual reigns have been.
Yeah. Um, I would still say the main men's title would eclipse that one. But
Yeah,
like Mandy's run with it, I mean,
it,
it brought attention to it, but the run itself wasn't that great. Like as far as
true.
you know,
Uh,
you know,
you usually when I say that, I'm referring more to pre 2.0 and
yeah, like
beyond.
Oscar and
Yeah,
Shayna, yeah, them, yeah. But I mean, that's not yesterday. That's
true. It's not yesterday, but still,
in this
we're getting
NXT.
somewhere.
Oh, it's moving in the right direction. Like this
But
is more of a hybrid. What they're doing, I find it's not 2.0. It's not
yeah,
it's not that, but it's also not black and gold. But it's like they got a little mixture of both. You know,
well, I mean, the if you think about it, the 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 best part about Black and Gold was Hunter and his eye for the business. So if he's on the main roster, it's not going to be the same. It was, you had your spots where the new guys would work things out, but you had guys like Hideo with Tommy, Finn Balor, Pac, or whatever he was known as down there, Sami Zayn. These guys were like
Well, it was a third
veterans
brand.
in there. Yeah.
Well, it was a third brand. Like it wasn't. There was developmental people there, yes, but any shows that we seen were not development. Like that was not developmental. Like
No.
Keith Lee, Samoa Joe,
Shinsuke.
Shinsuke, Aleister Black, Sami Zayn, like Kevin Owens. It was not developmental. I don't care
No.
what how much they try to push that because they weren't beating AEW. Bullshit, you know. But but the only thing with that head to head was like the two of them were pumping out excellent wrestling products. Right, I'm not knocking either one of them.
Yeah.
The only problem was whatever Hunter would do on his show, Tony could equal it and essentially say, "Hold my beer," right? Because he's not attached to that PG-13 ceiling. You know,
Right.
you can only go so far with that, right? Tony could always
Yeah.
just say, "Fuck it, go further."
Tony. Right. Tony could always be like, "Yeah, we're having an exploding barbed wire death match."
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, you're having, yeah, like, oh, you're having a cage match? That's cute. Here's what I'll do." Right? Like he would just,
Look what I can do.
yeah, just because he could, and he had the talent to do it, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, if you try those stunts and you don't have the talent, usually they backfire, right?
Right. Like I think that one of Brody Lee's best matches was on free TV. The match with Moxley for the
Yeah,
AEW championship. Like
Brody's had a
hold my
few
beer.
bangers over there
Yeah.
in this tournament, like his match with Darby, where he hung him over the ring ropes.
Not Brody. Former Luke Harper. My bad.
Oh, Brody Lee.
Yeah, Brody Lee. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not King Lee.
King Kong Brody. Here we go.
Yep.
King Kong Brody. He must have been one hell of a Bruiser Brody fan because he borrows a lot from him.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
What is
Fallon
that?
Henley is getting the shit kicked out of her right now by Blair Davenport and Tiffany Stratton. Willow
Oh yeah.
Nightingale is getting the shit kicked out of her by Mercedes Martinez. Shit
Dur-
kicking everywhere.
I see a theme here.
Hmm. We got a time here, deadline 8:07, 8:08. Oh, the clock counts up. Okay, I get
Oh
this.
yeah. I'm at 9:20 right now.
Ah, you're in the future.
Yeah, just a tad. You know.
Well, because of time zones, right? I'm on one coast, you're on the other.
Right. That would
Uh,
make sense.
yeah, and the temperature, because you always got to think of the temperature. It's warmer where you're at than
Yeah, it's
my
about
neck of the woods.
it's about 70,
Ooh, Tiffany
70
Stratton with
over here.
the somersaults. Tiffany Stratton is an amazingly talented woman.
Yeah, she won me over in the street fight with Becky.
Yeah, like that was a really good match. That one. The only thing I can't take to is her fucking character. Like
She has a character.
it's an annoying one to me anyway. Some people eat it right up, but you know that will eventually change. I would imagine.
Wow. So just in it's crazy how they've had to rebuild the women's division the way they have in NXT.
They're doing a good job on us. Like, and I like what they did here. Like, they could have put a lot of other people in this with bigger names and that have gotten more consistent spotlight. But this is getting people like noticed on a big stage, right? Like your
Right.
Fallon Henry and your,
Kalani Jordan.
Kalani
Yeah.
slash Flash, right? You wouldn't expect these people to be in here, but they are, and I'm glad they are.
Well, I mean, it also gives someone easy to beat. If you think that Fallon and Stratton are the favorites going in to this match, then you know I don't see Kelani Jordan going far. Honestly, I don't think they're going to pin Last Legend because she's been prominently featured with Metaphor. I'm not even mad at that.
She might. I mean, she might. I mean, Lash got a little ways to go yet, but
True, but I mean, with
Stat came out with the big save on Willow after Diamante was going to clock her with a fucking pole. So that's
Willow
a
got the
Will-
win.
Willow got the win. Yeah. So
Okay.
there's a little side story they're doing there, which is good. I like these side stories away from belts.
Yeah,
Like that's in both places, right? Not everything has to revolve around something that holds your pants up.
oh, okay. We're tied over in the future.
Oh, future. I have I
Future.
have I haven't gotten there yet.
We're
I
we're tied up right about
I
now.
have I have Fallon and Kalani in the ring.
I'm oddly enough, they're in the ring right now over here.
Oh, oh,
Okay, Fallon and
shoulder lock.
Kaylani with the
Oh,
nice
big
little
kick.
bridge here.
Oh, big clothesline. Oh,
Ooh.
a punch that may or may not have connected. I can't tell due to the camera cut. Hate when a pet peeve of mine. That's one of them. The other one would be, holy shit, and they mute the last part of that. Oh,
Like we don't know what they're like. We're grown and we don't know what they're saying.
oh, Anna Jay's on the screen again with Saraya and Ruby, and it's getting a lot of screen time lately. Liking this.
I mean, I
And
would
Anna's
hope
another one
so.
that's really talented in the ring too. Like, only young yet. She's only in her mid-20s. So hopefully that keeps going and they do something there.
Anytime you see people on TV in AEW, it's a good sign, especially with Tony Khan and all the changes he's been making as of late.
The only change he shouldn't be making, right, is stop trying to woo the sports entertainment lovers over to your promotion because you're not going to get them to the extent where it will counteract the amount of professional wrestling fans you'll probably lose.
Right.
Right. Like, you know, there's a there's 7 hours of sports entertainment style content for people to enjoy, right? We don't need more of it somewhere else.
We don't.
Sprinkle it in, right? A little bit here, a little bit there, but don't have it become part of your identity. That would be a mistake. You know, stick with what brought you to the dance, right?
Right.
That's not what brought AEW to the dance.
No.
You know, like granted that I don't know how much truth there is to it, but like if they're leaning more into a more North American slash New Japan style, I would be all for that. But I
I
watch,
don't.
but I watch New Japan, and I like that more realistic style to things, right?
I don't.
So,
I don't. I wouldn't take that criticism
oh,
from
QT,
QT. Yeah. Honestly, I get where he's coming from, but you have to think that it might also be the fact that he had one thing going for him and Punk shut it down, and he saw the writing on the wall because it never got picked back up.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably more to that we don't know. So
Hmm.
I'm not commenting too much on that. I mean, QT was a great member of that organization for the time he was there. He did a lot of good stuff. So I wish him nothing but the best, wherever he ends up. It's because someone will sign him in 2 seconds. Depends
Yeah.
on what he wants to do, though, as to where he signs.
Wow.
Like if he wants to be, more featured in ring, that will affect where he signs at. Right?
So in the future, Lash Legend made a huge impact within the first minute of being in this match.
I am watching it now. They did that corner spot that they do to death in every promotion now.
Yeah.
Uh,
Impact started that. Wow.
Thoughts going out to Miss Flair, her injury from last
Absolutely.
night. No word on exactly the severity of it yet, but it didn't look good. I watched it live.
I have not yet to see it, but I did see them walking her out.
Yeah. I gave it a bit of a harsh review, but that really had nothing to do. It was
With
bad
the,
prior. It was bad prior to that happening. It wasn't fucking good.
ooh,
Lash with
Kalani
a
Jordan
double
misses a.
Lash with a double pin.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That is exactly what I was talking about. Why aren't they fighting in the booth?
Oh,
So, if I got these rules correctly, it's 25 minutes in the match,
I
and the
believe
match is over after 25 minutes.
Swerve just got a promo on Mox. Like I can't wait to see this fucking match.
Oh yeah. I
Like
wonder who's gonna bleed.
let's say both of them. And who we got with falls here? We have Blair Davenport with one, Fallon with one. She seems to be in a timeout because her name is Mark. Kalani has zero, Lash has two, Tiffany has none. We have Wardlow. Am I the devil or am I not the devil?
Ooh.
Going up against Willie Mack.
What?
Yeah, Willie
Now
Mack.
that match is interesting. I love Willie Mack.
Yep.
Um, I wish somebody would sign him and use him because he was with Impact for the longest, but it didn't seem like they were doing too much with him.
Willie. Let's see.
So if I'm reading these rules right, there is 5 minutes left in this match. Ooh,
Yeah, could be. Like I said, they convoluted it too much. They could have really
yeah,
simplified. I thought they would have from last year because there was complaints about it last year. But apparently they're happy with it. So yeah, Willie Mack is still listed as a freelancer. He's 36.
yeah.
How is his
Wow. Okay.
how is his record this year? He's busy though.
Yeah. Very busy.
57 matches. I'll leave the rest of it out because you won't like the other two. I don't think. Sure.
Probably not.
No,
These
no,
women are working.
they are. Yeah. Oh, there's no one there doing there.
Oh
No
yeah,
one,
you're at the
no one's
table
out there
slide.
writhing around on the fucking mat like he just had a kid.
So from we're tied from the future.
We're tied now. Ooh, I wonder.
This is
Oh,
awesome chance are warranted in this instance.
holy shit! Willie just did a over the top rope crossbody to Wardlow, and he bounced off of him.
Yeah, yeah. No, what Willie will
Wardlow's
make you look
strong
great.
boy. Yeah. Well, there's the no break up. It's the last for two. Ooh, double clothesline.
That's a
Stratton Davenport.
pin.
Ooh,
What?
Blair Davenport. I like that. That was off the top
Yeah,
rope.
yeah.
Yeah, give me more violence. Give it to me. And what do the kids say nowadays? Inject that into my veins.
Straight into my veins.
Yeah. So Blair with two, Lash with two.
They put Last Legend in a great position in this match.
Well, that's the other thing these matches, if they're done right, can do, right? Like you can make a lot of people all at once
Look
look
great.
right. If they're done right. They don't, both companies sometimes don't quite reach that mark,
Yeah.
but from what I've seen in
Oh,
this Pirate Survivor, they have. Like, everybody in this has looked good so far. And Lash, they are just pushing like her strength.
yeah.
Although that between that head between the rope thing was kind of silly.
A little bit, but
What the hell is that?
you,
It's like
you
I get you're strong and you can hold them up, but that's not going to do anything.
no. I bet. Hey, look, Lash is relatively new, so
Oh,
and to be honest,
Wardlow with the
with,
big power bomb. He got Willie way up there.
with a lot of these nil deals, it's hard to know if these people really grew up watching wrestling or they were just like,
Oh, I would say a lot of them haven't.
yeah,
Yeah. But they kind of had to go direction because, especially the last few years, because AEW came around.
just started signing everybody.
Well, no, like I said, their roster is still smaller than between ROH and AEW. Their roster is smaller than WWE and NXT.
Okay, so while that is true,
But
Tony doesn't believe in firing people. Why? Okay,
now I get what people say though, right? The bloated roster.
yeah,
AEW is a smaller roster by about 30, but the top end of it is more stacked. So it's
true,
harder to get into that upper echelon there because there's just so many people that could legitimately be in that upper echelon, right?
right.
Like you could list off probably seven people that could legitimately hold MJF's belt.
But
You know,
another thing that we don't really acknowledge is Tony Khan's not firing people without cause. WWE will let you go because you haven't been on TV in X amount of months.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. So
so
and that is different.
yeah.
You know?
So while
But
their roster is a little bit smaller, it's not as fluid. Yeah,
and the other byproduct of all this, Wardlow picked up the win, by the way. Longer match than usual, which is what he needed, right? Because you can't have him out there just doing these squash matches all the time. But Willie made him look quite good doing it. So,
yeah. Wow. Okay.
so Blair two,
I
last two,
I
Davenport.
enjoy that.
Um, but the other byproduct to like when AEW sprouted up
Mm,
was all the other promotions around, like your Defy and your GCW and your everything like that, right?
yeah.
They started getting more attention because they were getting higher end workers now being sent to them, right? So
True.
a lot of these independent guys, who were struggling before a bit, now all of a sudden got a lot more places to work, where they're making some more money now. So they don't have to, you know, be signing with WWE and then go to an NIL division and then an NXT division, and probably not make as much money. To be honest.
True. But another
So
thing, even when we mention the shortened roster in AEW, one thing they do that WWE does not is they will pull in people who aren't signed, like Willie Mack. Willie Mack isn't signed, but he works there often.
yeah,
Who else? Gringo Loco.
yeah. I mean,
Vikingo isn't signed.
yeah, like Willie will work ROH matches, right?
Right.
Come in, get yourself on TV, you know, get a good little payday. If you want to work other places, you can work other places. You can do that, right? So it's a different setup there, obviously. As far as who and what you're able to do. Blair Davenport won.
Yeah, and I enjoy them taking Lash out because that was, you know how we when you're watching a WWE style battle royal and you have that moment where it's like we got to get the big one out the match, and that was basically what we had come into play with Lash.
Oh, Tiffany with the big dive off the cage on the replay. Oh, that's what took Noam out. Okay.
Yeah.
But all those
Oh,
ladies looked really good in that match. That was really well done. I was impressed, and I have no problem with Davenport winning because it's a nice connection to Valkyria because they're both from the same neck of the woods across the pond. So
and guess who's back? Cora Jade is back with some
yeah,
modification.
yes, that was my thing in the chat that I sent that I didn't allude to the name because I didn't want to spoil it.
Yeah, it looks
But
like she's healed up quite nicely.
yes, more well-rounded. I hear. I don't know if that
You'll
will.
see it.
I don't know if that will
You'll
help
see them.
her in-ring acumen any. But
That's no, that's it's a plus backstage. It's been like that for quite some time now.
and next door we have Kenny by God Omega going up against Ethan Page.
Right, I forgot about that.
Yep.
WWE is running shows in Palm Springs now. That's interesting.
I
Huh.
dare them. Maybe they'll book Daly's place someday.
That's hell freezing over for sure.
It's like, I'll let you book Daly's place, but I want a Jaguars belt. Probably like we don't have one.
We sell. You can only get a Jaguars belt on shopaew.com.
Ethan Page with the move on the Kenny. Another good match going on over here. Good matches everywhere tonight.
Ethan Page can go.
Yeah. Oh, he always good. Yeah. Yeah. Like he's one of those guys. He's not phenomenal in any one area, but he's really good in all of them.
Yeah,
Right.
all around her.
Yeah. He's got a good size. He's good in the ring. He's good on the mic. Like he's just
Pretty fast.
yeah. He can move he can move well. Yeah, like he doesn't do anything bad. Right. So Cora Jade is back.
And more well rounded.
Yeah. Yeah. I seen that. Hopefully she was working on her ring uh, work while she was gone, amongst a couple of other things that she worked on or had someone work on.
Yeah, somebody worked on it. She definitely couldn't do that herself.
No,
But they made Lash Legend look great, even though she didn't win.
yeah, yeah, they did. Kenny and
And
Ethan on the outside. Oh,
I
that's
have a
so.
commercial.
You got a commercial? I got. Well, I have both. I used to have a Bobby Lashley's on my screen now. Speak,
Okay, so we
speaking of
have a
Bobby Lashley,
debut at Impact. We have a first time ever debut. I want to say Trent Seven is at Final Resolution.
ooh, yeah, he's got around. He's been NXT UK. He's popped up in AEW before. He popped up in Ring of Honor. Now he's in Impact. So very soon to be TNA.
Yeah,
Apparently, they got TNA plastered everywhere tonight.
I'm checking it out right now. It looks like Mike Bailey and Trent Seven are giving the Rascals the business.
Ethan is holding his own here with Kenny. He's looking good. But I
Oh
think
yeah,
that was the point of this match, though. Like, let's get him in there with the top fucking end talent, get him some shine, and that's what they're doing.
oh another interesting team will happen down at Final Resolution. We got Josh Alexander and Zack Saber Jr. taking on the Motor City Machine Gun.
Yeah, yeah, that's gonna be. I can't wait to see that one. The year Zack Saber's had has been fucking like
Oh
amazing,
yeah.
amazing. I probably have him rated a little bit higher on the year-end list than some people, but
Yeah, probably. But he's had a solid year.
but like I said, I think might have been Remy or something. I forget who it was I said to, but it depends on what you watch as to how you know where people
Well,
rank on whatever list you have.
it also depends on the style of wrestling you prefer. Um, you know, being so close to the border, I'm a fan of your more flippy shit.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I
I mean,
do love me some.
you can still look at the matches regardless of the style.
Oh yeah,
You know,
no,
based on okay, in what you were trying to present and accomplish here, how well did you execute what you did, right? You can
right.
apply that to any style. It doesn't matter, right?
Who we gonna talk about this man here, Lexus King with the Dominican haircut and the My Chemical Romance band jacket. Oh wow, this is
Not good.
it's a look.
It's the look.
It's not, it's a look. I'll give him that. It's put somebody put it together.
Yeah, I don't know if old Lexus is going to make the go of it that they were hoping.
No,
I don't think from what I've seen. But before I'm on kind of a quasi commercial here because I got picture in picture. But I'm assuming you never seen the Bobby Lashley carrying cross match last night.
I heard it was fast.
Not
There
good.
was no way. There was no way Bobby Lashley was losing a tribute to the truth. So
No, and if that was the case, right, there is no way after what Karrion Cross has endured since he's been back, should he have been in that match with Bobby Lashley then?
no,
Because that was their chance to start a rebuild for Karrion and start gaining him some sort of credibility with that fan base. And they failed miserably right from the time Karrion Cross walked out.
wow, it was that bad.
Well, like the thing with Karrion is, right? A lot of his aura that people were attracted to was the entrance, the
Yes,
smoke, Scarlet, in right into the
get
ring.
up.
Like that was a big part of what he did down in NXT, right? Through that whole thing coming out to the ring, those announcers pretty well the entire time
They
talked
buried him.
about no, they ignored it. They talked almost the whole time about Bobby Lashley. Like I knew before the match started. It's like okay, I figured this could go either way. When I
Yeah,
heard that, it's like Karrion stands no chance of winning this, zero, because they could give a fuck that he's even in the match.
Right.
Like that's like
But
whatever they were trying to accomplish as far as carrying goes, they failed miserably in that.
to be honest with you, even when he was Killer Cross back in Impact,
Yeah.
is that gimmick doesn't work for a very long time, and I feel like
But
we use the best of it in NXT.
no, you have to have something to go with it, right? And
Right.
even the entrance in NXT is not the same as the one that he has on the main roster.
True.
It's all it's not the same.
But he was all
What?
entrance, and he never recovered from that Adam Cole promo, in my
No,
opinion.
that killed him.
Yeah.
That killed him because
He's
he stood there like a deer in the headlights. Like
yeah.
fuck, man, say something. Blink,
Fight back.
blink, like anything, right? Like it just that you know, and then they tried to fix it with the fucking 1984 Mel Gibson Road Warrior humongous looking gimmick.
No.
Like, and that just whatever however many nails were left to be put in the coffin, they were all put in at once. All of them, right? And
Usually, when most people get their coffin nailed shut, it's with a hammer and a nail. They
yeah,
nailed that man shut with a nail gun.
and then they gorilla glued around the whole thing. Like it was never getting back open.
No.
Uh, but the thing with Kerry, like he'll never be confused
Ooh.
with Brian Danielson or Kenny Omega or Osprey in the ring. He's not
Right.
that kind of guy, right? But he's a very serviceable, basic guy, right? And if you book him right, because
Right.
he can be interesting. Like if
Very.
you see some of the promos and stuff that he did away from WWE, like they were good. Like when he got released the first time there,
Yeah.
like he went and did some stuff on his own. It's like okay,
He was
wow,
in MLW for a minute. Yeah.
yeah. It's like
Um.
okay, you got my attention here. Like, and I've seen him as a face. He can
I
work as a face.
He was face in my local indie. And when he decided to go back to WWE, they put out the longest rant when they had to replace their main event because I guess he was taking on Hammerstone was the champion at the time. He was scheduled to go up against Hammerstone, and you could tell they were upset by the Facebook post.
Yeah,
Since somebody wants to go back to the WW, go back to the Fed.
yeah. The cat out of the bag moment, right?
Yeah,
Circa Brock Goldberg.
yeah,
Like, why should I give a fuck about this match? Because both of you are fucking leaving. Like, you just don't care enough to stick around. Why should I care about the match, right?
right.
Common sense. But, uh,
That was
but
my first WrestleMania.
but
Funnily enough,
I thought what they would have done last night, like where they're trying to get Bobby over into this heel role with the Profits,
yeah.
have Cross come as the face in that encounter. Like
But
work him as a face and try to gain sympathy from the crowd from it, right? Like have Bobby, you know,
beat him.
yeah, like something like that, right? That would have made more sense. But the way they booked it, it didn't. Right? It just didn't work. It didn't work for Cross anyway. Work for Bobby.
Well, from what I'm hearing is people are just refusing to boo Bobby Lashley.
Well, and that's another problem too. Right? Like you got to do something with Bobby to get to garner that reaction out of the crowd, right? And they haven't,
Mm,
right?
right.
So, you got to do some kind of dastardly deed to get that done. You can't manufacture everything, right? Some of it has
That's
to,
what I was saying when
some of it's got to come naturally.
they had that tag team championship match. Like at this point, Bobby Lashley's gonna have to put Rhea Ripley through a table or something.
Yeah, and I don't think you'll see that there.
We might.
Don't think. That was a really good match for Ethan Page and Omega. They made Ego look or Ethan look really really good there. good matches going on everywhere tonight, so far anyway.
Alexis King is really working.
Yeah, yeah, he's hanging with Carmelo.
Do you remember that? I don't know if you watched Dark, but do you remember that stint where um, Brian Pillman Jr. came out and just cosplayed as Kenny Omega for like a month straight?
I was just watching something. Big Bill just fucking cold cocked Omega.
Yeah, ooh,
Well, they're the
Big
number one
Bill versus
contenders.
Omega.
Well, they're Omega and Jericho are the number one contenders to those belts, right?
I hope they don't win them belts.
No, I don't think they will. It wouldn't serve any purpose, and within the storyline they're telling to do that. Like why they don't neither one of them need those belts.
Unless they transition to the Bucks, which I don't want to see again either.
Well, the Bucks are off TV for a bit. They're coming back heel, so they'll have. I highly doubt they're coming back alone. They'll have somebody with them,
Yeah,
you know.
I,
But
I
as always with Chris Jericho, if he's involved in anything, I would say there's a turn coming somewhere.
yeah,
Now, as to how they do that, and that's the story, right? But they can't do it prior to them having that match, because otherwise, that number one contendership doesn't really work.
right.
So that has to play out first.
So I'm making sure to keep an eye on the comments this week.
Oh, yeah, that's on you. I got fucking two screens on the go.
Yeah, no, I got you. I've checked at least twice so far. Right now it's just us.
We picked up quite a few viewers there from Thursday, I see. I forget where I seen it at, but I did see it.
In the group chat. I think it was 63.
Yeah,
Shout out to everybody who's been rocking with us every week and for all these live streams.
yeah. And for those that are watching or will be watching, don't forget to follow the Crew Day on the Twitter. Uh,
On the X.
there,
On the X.
on the Twitter X.
On the X.
There's lots of content that we throw out there through the week. Like there's reviews of Raw, there's reviews of NXT, there's reviews of Dynamite, there's reviews of SmackDown, Rampage. Uh, we don't do them live when we're watching them because,
No.
right, because for as talented as we are, we can't be in one, two, three, four places at the same time.
And we have live tweets.
And we
We
have
have
live.
live tweets.
Yeah.
Usually Davey does the live tweets, but I shared my live tweets on there today, so there are some live tweets going down.
Yeah. So we are a growing concern in the professional wrestling industry as far as this stuff goes. So get on board with Crew Day. You'll be glad you did, because we cover a little bit of everything. Like we don't just zero in on one promotion.
Not at all. I've watched every major promotion for the last quarter of this year on live stream with y'all. I think we've done a couple AEW ones.
Oh, we've done AEW, we've done Impact, we've done NXT, we've done WWE.
I think,
Uh,
yeah,
I want to branch out into a few more of them, but some of them just run concurrent with other things that are on, like tonight.
right.
Like there's Impact on, Collision, NXT, and GCW has a show. Like so, there's four, like on the same night. So if you wrestling promotions could stop doing that, that would
That'd
help.
be dope. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
like
we have Sunday.
that would help. I'm fucking booked up solid Sunday. I got the
Oh,
I got the raw ball.
right.
I got the raw ball football on Sunday.
I'm looking forward to Super Bowl with y'all again.
Yeah, no, I wasn't on it last year. I came on. I forget when I came on board there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I started with raw ball, and then the crew day adventure started, and then I molded that into what we're doing. So Lexus is holding his own in this match.
Yeah, no, he's really working. If he can keep this up, I can see him at least being a solid mid Carter.
The character got it. They got to like the character will tune
I'm
people out, right?
I'm trying to tell you, just Lexus King is that sleaze bag, small town drug dealer that starts out as the antagonist of the movie, but we find out he's actually a good guy at the end of the movie, and he's really a pawn for the bad guys. Like it's the look, it's the presentation. Oh, that's it. Okay, that's a solid match. I think this will be Lexus King's first PLE. He didn't look bad.
Julia Hart will be facing Abaddon for the belt, not tonight. So that match is set.
Oh,
Yeah. Carmella with the win. Hard fought victory. Both guys look
yeah.
good. Mission accomplished.
I'm glad they're finally using Abaddon more.
Yeah. Abaddon needed to tweak some things.
Yeah,
And
she looks great. By the way, she lost a
yeah,
lot of weight.
yeah, she lost some weight. She's better in the ring. She's more fluid in the ring than she was. And and the gimmick itself is toned down a little bit. It was too much before, right? That from what I found, like it was a little bit too much to take in.
Uh oh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Lexus King got some footages. No footages. So we're getting us one step closer to who attacked Troop Williams backstage.
The match reminded me somewhat of a couple of matches he had in AEW
Yeah, I mean he
when he was
wasn't bad, and
starting. Yeah, like he had one with Omega that was
yeah.
pretty fun. It's hard to have a bad match with him, but but yeah, like in the ring, like he's a serviceable guy, right? I have,
Oh, absolutely.
and I know you're into the future here, but I have no interest whatsoever in this woman coming back. Like none, zero.
I,
Who do we got next door?
who do we have? Let me.
Ooh. We have Cool Hand Luke and Matt Menard. They are going against
I'm going to see what's going on over in Impact Land.
Nikita Lyons with the big long preview.
Yeah, so my friends have the non stunted peacock.
Yeah,
I have several commercials, but as she's known in the community, the Undercaker is back.
Undertaker. And then now I got a Tony D in the family vignette promo thing.
So it seems like the NXT women division is picking up because as much as I don't really care for Nikita Lyons, she gets eyes on the product even if it's for all the wrong reasons.
She does, yeah. Like and I mean, she can move in the ring, but she's one of those where her talent in the ring gets elevated by her looks, right? People equate one with the other. Not always the case.
Not always the case. Listen, I do it all the time. I ain't even gonna hold you. Um, that's me all day with Jada Parker. Um, I don't care. Push her to the moon.
Uh,
Keep her sign. Keep her sign. I don't care if you fire nobody else. Keep that one.
oh, it was Commander and Penta versus Cool Hand and Matt Menard.
Ooh,
Yep,
is Ray Phoenix hurt?
yep.
Ah,
That's why we're getting the Dante Darius and Action Andretti versus Commander, Vikingo, and Penta. I believe that's next week.
yeah. That's an amazing match.
That is going to be a lot of jumping around, you know.
Injected into my veins.
But I like that though. Like I think if I had to watch it for 7 hours a week, you would grow kind of tired of it probably. But they blend it in, right? You're going to get your Texas Death Match, or you'll get a technical masterpiece, or you'll get two guys
Right.
just beating the shit out of each other, and then you'll get a match like you know what they book next week, right? You could potentially get all that on the same show,
That is a
which, which,
possibility.
which has happened, right?
Really quickly, just to circle back.
We did a U-turn or cul-de-sac.
Wardlow hit Willie Mack with the last ride.
Yep.
Nah, fam, that is a large man.
Oh yeah. No, I told you that. I said he got him up, right? And it was like, wow, that's a
No,
lot.
no,
That's a
like
lot to get up.
hearing it because I just caught a clip. Hearing it and seeing it is two totally different things.
Yeah.
That was nuts. Like Willie Mack and I are the same size.
Ooh. Yeah. So that'll tell you, like, how. I mean, Wardlow's a strong boy, man. Like he's,
That's
he's well put together. Here's my boy Trick. Telling you, man, when he hits the main roster, look the fuck out. He's gonna be
oh, I
over.
can't
He's
wait.
gonna be over like Rover.
Oh yeah, they're gonna love that whoop that trick chant.
They
So it
are.
looks like I
Eat
just
that up.
saw a graphic. Trent Seven has crossed the line, so it seems like he's in TNA for good.
Good. That's a good signing. Good solid hand to have there,
Yeah.
and they will know how to use him. Like they'll use him well.
Ooh, Men's Iron
Men's side.
Survivor. Jinx, you owe me a soda.
So I'm going with Tyler Bate in this one.
I would love that.
Yeah. Well, I watched earlier. I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched the highlights of it just to get myself a little kind of a refresher. But Tyler Bate over in NXT UK had a match with Walter that was quite good. So that would be the next closest thing to Bate having a match with Dragunov.
True, true.
They may even match up better because Dragunov is not as big as Gunther or Walter.
Right, I was thinking that they're more. It's I think it'll be more technical than the Dragonoff Walter match.
Yeah.
Just because how do you beat this guy that has what 6 inches and about 100 pounds on you? You hit him as hard as you can.
Yeah, like Bade Dragunov is a little more believable, right?
Yeah.
As far as like, okay, 'cause, like Bate will always have the size thing, regardless. It's like he's not that tall. Doesn't take away from his talent in the ring. Like the
Oh
guy's
no.
fucking excellent. Right? but his size will always come into play. So you got to watch who you match him up with. Some things just don't.
So
And
I'm hoping Dijak wins this one. Not gonna lie to you.
the only reason, and I wouldn't have a problem with that either. I like Dijak, and any redemption that they can continue doing with Dijak after that T-bar fucking nonsense that they put him through for way too long, I am all for
That you mean? I called him. Me,
T-bar,
me and the other group chat called him T-Jack.
T-bar, fucking slapjack, like, and the stuff some of those people have gone on to do since.
T-Jack, slap bar.
One of them was Alex Coughlin, wasn't it?
Was it?
I think I'll check. I don't know if it was Alex, but I'll just look here.
I thought it was. What's his name? He was in the Mighty Don't Kneel. He's in TMDK now. Shane Hayes.
Okay, yeah, might have been. I was getting those two confused. But yeah, he was another one. Like, you had really talented people in that group. Like
Yeah.
how do you fuck it up to that extent?
And the story was, I liked it.
The
You
premise
could
of
have
it was
actually,
good.
yeah, you could have actually did something with that.
Yeah, the basic premise of it could have worked, but the execution and those masks, like,
Yeah.
you know, fine, you want to conceal your identity until the group is revealed and you start doing stuff. Great, have at her. Right, but between that and the nicknames, like, no, it just didn't work.
Right.
Didn't work.
Because even when Aces and Eights did it, there was no real nicknames. It was just, yeah, go out there and do something.
So, well, yeah, Mace or Mace, Masse,
Marseille.
Masse. Good luck recovering from that. Although him and they did a promo afterwards, or no, it was a promo they wanted to do. It was like a Reservoir Dogs thing.
Yeah, with Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah,
That would have
that
been dope.
that was interesting. Um,
I don't know if I
yeah.
would have believed it. It kind of reminiscent of the APA a little bit, but I really don't know if I would have believed it. But
So the members of Retribution were Mace Madden.
yep,
We know what he went on to. Mustafa Ali has been
yep.
released. T Bar, who's now Dijak, so we know how that's working out. Uh, Retaliation,
Retribution. I
which
thought it was,
was Mercedes Martinez.
uh, huh?
Yeah, Retaliation was Mercedes Martinez.
I,
Reckoning was Mia Yim,
I only remember Mia.
and Slapjack was, you're right, Shane Haste. A lot of talent in it. That's a lot of talent.
Yeah,
To have, like, in group, to have it fail that badly.
a whole lot
But
of talent.
yeah, I could see if they were like like journeyman jobbers or whatever, but they weren't.
No, not in the slightest.
No, we have no pins in my neck of the woods, in the Great White North.
No pins yet.
No, although I can hear Booker T in my ear all the way from the West Coast.
My bad. My bad. My bad.
No, no, you're good. Good.
he's not adding anything.
No,
He's not adding too
I,
much.
I wouldn't expect him to.
I mean,
Here's a match you're going to be quite interested in for the ROH Final Battle. Keith Lee and Shane
oh yeah,
Taylor.
a meat slapper.
That
Okay,
it will, yes.
extra large meat slapper. And these two know each other so well. Like
Oh,
it's
they go
gonna be
back a
amazing.
while. Yeah, yeah.
Back to
They
the
go back
pretty
a
boy
while.
killers. Yeah.
Now that particular show is Friday, not Saturday.
Yes, they do run their shows on Friday.
So
I remember.
while we're waiting for fall to happen in the Iron Man, So we got for final battle, we got FTR with Mark Briscoe going up against Brian Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, and John Moxley. That's a match tribute to Jay
To,
Briscoe.
yeah,
His last match was at Final Battle last year in the dog collar match against FTR.
amazing tag team match.
Yeah. Oh, I think it was one of the best. I think that was the best dog collar match I ever seen, ever. And the Punk MJF one was excellent. Uh, Piper Valentine. I know it might be
Yeah,
a
you
lot of a
you
lot of
you
people may
aged
not
yourself
agree.
with that one.
Yeah, yeah, but I remember that one. It was like the Punk MJF one was fashioned a lot after that match. If you were to watch the two of them back to back, you would see a lot of similarities between them.
I
Like
believe it.
they did a lot of callbacks to it. We got an I Quit match: Tony Nese versus Ethan Page, Shane Taylor and Keith Lee. The ROH World Television Title Survival of the Fittest 2023 Final Six-Way Elimination Match. That is the longest match description I've ever heard in my life. Dalton Castle versus Kyle Fletcher versus Lee Moriarty
Ooh,
versus Commander versus Lee Johnson versus one more to be determined, which would be likely this upcoming Ring of Honor show.
so sounds like Lee Johnson is taking the pin there.
No, not necessarily.
See, that's the thing.
Like
With
Dalton is over as fuck, right?
it's not going to be Dalton, but what I've noticed is when Tony Khan wants to make somebody look credible, he'll start giving them wins, just just like random TV wins, just
Yeah,
to build them up to lose on a grander stage. So I'm wondering if that's what's been happening to Shotty Lee.
could be, could be, because that was the pattern on Elevation and Dark, right? If you seen
Yeah,
somebody getting reps on there, chances are you were going to see them in the not too
take a
distant
loss to
future.
somebody. Yeah,
But it's getting them TV time. It's like, okay, let's give you some looks here. Let's put you on a bigger stage and see how you know, process. Right? Some of those people advance, some of them didn't.
right.
How it works. Uh, Kyle, I don't think, because of his tie into the Don Callis family, he got other stuff going on.
Yeah,
Uh, well, I said Dalton's really over, and he's an ROH staple, but his back is kind of fucked. So I don't know
but it's
how
been
far it goes.
messed up
Lee,
for a minute, right?
oh yeah, for a while, yeah. Lee would be like I'm interested in Lee winning it. Commander, not so much. Uh,
No,
either Lee Moriarty more than Lee Johnson. I could see winning it. Now the fifth, now the last guy, the sixth, depends on who that is. And the
Ooh,
match that should main event this, which
yeah,
is Athena and Billy Starks.
no
I
arguments for
I most
me.
definitely want to see them main event.
Ooh, wow. So does Briggs use a lariat for a finisher?
Yeah, he's like the JBL 2.0 kind of, just
Okay,
a
okay,
little,
I can
a
see that.
little, yeah. And we got
I
who with the pins here? Who with the pins?
So right now Briggs
Brings the
is
pin.
up one, and then Dijak is up one, but Dijak is in the penalty box right now,
Ooh,
or he should be. I don't know if he's actually made it to the box, but he's
can he
definitely getting counted down.
can he get a 2 minute for like in hockey, like delay a game?
No, no delay.
Oh, oh well, he should. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Tyler Bates looking great here,
Yeah.
and if I'm not mistaken, he's about what 25, 26 now.
Oh yeah, he's only in his mid 20s. Yeah. It just seems like he's been
Yeah.
around longer than.
No, he's been around since he was 19, I believe.
It's probably because he's been in NXT for the amount of time that he
Forever.
has.
Yeah.
A main
But this
roster
was
call
a
up I would worry about with him though. It's the
I
only thing.
wouldn't. You know,
I,
there's always
I
a chance he gets put in a comedy gimmick, but
well, that would be my fear. Not that I have a problem with them. My problem is sometimes who they put in them,
yeah,
right? Like you have like Gable, right? Gable is an amazing in-ring performer, like
yeah.
just utterly amazing. Like he could have been another Kurt Angle, just a little bit smaller.
But
That's
they
what
wasted that one on
that's
on
what he should be
Jason
known
Jordan.
for. Yeah, like that's what he should be known for. But instead,
Whew.
you think Chad Gable, you think of Shush and Nightmare.
Wow.
You know,
Dijak has been pinned twice in a row.
ooh, he will not be happy.
So right now, everybody in the match has a point.
You are much into the future than I am. I keep buffering.
My bad, my bad, my
No, no,
bad.
no. You're good. I'll say I got two things on the go here anyway. So, oh, I'm back though. Oh, I have Braun Breaker now in the match.
Oh,
Who
you're
is
now you're
who?
now
Who is?
you're ahead of me.
I should be.
You know, I'm still at a
Space time continuum. My God, I'm like Sam
that is
Beckett.
interesting.
I'm like Sam Beckett from Quantum Leap. Date myself again. Isn't it?
Yeah.
It was a late '80s, early '90s show, kids. There's a remake on of it now. It's fucking horrible.
I was a baby in the early '90s. Like I was.
Early
Wait,
'90s.
how was Breaker?
You were a
How
baby.
far?
I was out in bars.
How far ahead are you? Breaker's not. I
I
got tricked.
I had 10:16, 10:25, 10:27 is my timer.
I'm at 1027 right now. No, no Breaker, but I got a trick.
Uh, Why?
I got a
Okay,
trick for you.
trick.
Check the chat.
Oh, flying clothesline. I don't think Trick wins this though.
No,
Trick got other
no.
things going on.
I think we figure out. I think we get a little closer to.
Briggs Briggs just wouldn't make any sense.
No,
Okay, so that just wouldn't draw enough. Right? He hasn't been built up enough. But Bate has a lot of fan support behind him, right?
now we're getting into that action that these NXT takeovers have been known for over the years.
A lot of double pins in this one. I'm not.
That fluid multi-man spot type thing. That uppercut didn't hit, but okay.
Yeah, well, they do that there.
I love it.
Yeah, it's like I mean, I know these are all predetermined as to who's winning, but try to make them as believable as possible. Don't miss things by a foot.
Oh,
Hats off to holy shit.
yeah.
That
Uh
was
huh.
the trick in the corner, jumping clothesline.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes, that was quite good. Johnny man, Trick is the guy. Trick is the
They're
guy.
making
Like
him look great.
Trick is, and I've said this many times. Trick has surpassed Carmelo on that
Yeah.
ladder.
Well, like you said, like you guys have been saying in the chat for a while, the chase is always greater than the actual championship.
Yeah, like
You know, we
when you win a belt, like it's Chase getting there. It's like that's the interesting part. Most title reigns don't. You know,
most, yeah.
yeah, most. I mean, it's some do. Like when you get the belt, they're quite interesting. But like Hangman, perfect example, right? His journey to get there, and even though Hangman had some pretty darn good matches, the reign itself wasn't that great. But
No.
but the story to get him there sure was, right? So that's a prime example.
Well, just because they were telling it for so long, that story really started
Oh yeah, it was yeah
with Kenny Omega and the tag team championship reign. So that was
yeah
just the benefit of it being so long.
yeah. and they slow burned it. Like it wasn't a,
Yeah.
like you didn't have 2 years of Dynamite where that storyline dominated 2 years of T. Like you would have got sick of it, right? It just,
Hmm.
you know, it's like, oh, it's like Kenny and Hangman again. Like, you would have,
We never got to that point, and
it
that's a
would have been,
testament.
yeah, like it would have been too much, right, of one thing. But they booked they booked that way there, right? They'll circle people, they'll cycle people in and out, right? You're here for
Right.
so long, it's like, okay, let's get somebody else here now, so they use more of the roster in that sense. But you don't get sick of one person seeing them all the time, right?
Right.
So I kind of like that aspect of it.
So we got bait up. I feel like at this point, he's done growing for the most part. He might need to pick another move that's not Tyler Driver 97 because he struggled hitting it on Trick, and he's not the biggest guy in this match.
Yeah, no, but height wise, he is like Trick's a tall dude.
I think Dijak is taller. I think he
Oh,
is between the.
Yeah, Dijak is massively tall. He's like 6'7" or 6'8", I think.
Yeah, I think Dijak is the biggest guy in this match.
Bait with two or 14:45. I got, and on the other screen here, I have Andrade El Idolo going up against the all of a sudden very busy Brian Danielson.
I,
He's all over the place. Well, he
I
wrestled
don't
last.
necessarily agree with this pairing because last time they were in the ring, there was a broken orbital bone.
There was, yes.
Oh,
Yeah. But it
okay.
was, but it was one of those moves you do, like he said with the broken arm, right? Ooh, there's a spear and a half.
Braun
Uh,
Breaker.
yeah, but with the orbital bone, like I said, it was like the Okada thing, right? It's a thing you do 1,000 times, right? And it's 1,001. Something will happen. So it wasn't, not like
Hold
they were
on now.
trying, not like they were trying something that they should not have been doing. So actually,
Breaker just went up 3-0.
yeah.
And now it's Breaker and Trick in basically a one-on-one match because Breaker has pinned everybody else.
Well, they got 10 minutes left or 9 minutes. So I would say they'll all be back in.
I know they will, but Trick is the only one that's zero right now.
And oddly enough, that's the thing that scares me with Braun. He gets called up.
Really,
Like, are we going to get fed, a constant breakfast, lunch, and dinner of Braun?
we might,
There's,
but at least he'll be there. And Braun has the coldest beard in WWE right now. That line is fantastic. He needs to take his phone out and cash app his barber an extra tip. That boy is looking sharp.
Braun profiles a lot like Roman,
Yeah.
right? They both use the spear. They're kind of explosive, in certain moves. They got kind of a limited move set. Both work good as a heel, not so much as a face.
True, true.
There's a lot of similarities there. And when they did that NXT Super Show, Paul Heyman made it a point to be with Braun or have an interaction with him.
Yeah.
So now, whether or not that's still in play with Philip back in the works, who knows?
I
But
think it should be some sort of fake out. I honestly think CM Punk thinks he's gonna get the wise man, but it's really gonna be Braun Breaker.
I think that like Paul doesn't need Phil,
No.
but for nostalgia sakes, like people would like that. But pairing Paul, like if Paul turned on Roman, right, for whatever reason, and decided I'm going to hook my wagon here to the young upstart Braun Breaker,
Oh, which he should.
then then by association with Paul turning on Roman, that would turn Roman face, and you would have the heel Braun Breaker, who works
Yep.
better as a heel.
Wow. What?
So,
Okay.
so that would be one way to do that. Right? But if they
Braun
stay the
Breaker.
course,
Braun Breaker out here moving like his uncle.
and that would show me it's like, okay, you're building towards the future. You're not building towards, you know, another 40-some-year-old guy reign like with Punk.
Right.
Or so I would rather them go the Braun route myself.
Oh yeah,
You
same.
know, Punk has other stories he can tell. He can enough.
Breaker just hit a Frankensteiner. That's the family move right there. You know what? That's what WWE has missed for a long time. That Steiner energy, that Steiner intensity.
Well, Braun has come along. Braun has come a long way since he turned heel,
Yeah,
right? Because like this is more natural for him. Because the face one, the face character, it always feels very forced.
yeah,
Like anytime he talk or do it, like especially his promos, they all sound kind of wooden, right? And his move set works better as a heel. You know, 'cause whatever limitations he does have, you can kind of hide as a heel because you can do dastardly things, right?
right. Don't do that.
Oh, ooh, trick it all.
Trick
Hard.
has 0 points. Stop it. Stop.
So I got Bate with three, I got Braun with three, Briggs with one, Dijak with two, and
Trick was 0. I'm so
Trick.
upset.
Well, let's put a positive spin on that. Trick has an unblemished record so far in this. It has not moved.
I mean, yeah,
It's as
but
pristine as when he first entered. There,
I
see?
mean the point is to get it to move.
Wow.
Stop.
You wanted to
Eat
move
your
and you keep
food.
saying stop. Oh, big
No,
close on Trick from Dijak. I know, I'm only kidding.
I'm definitely parenting at the same time as I'm watching this match. Oh,
Speaking of matches, for those who didn't see it last night, make it a point. Take the 15 minutes out of your life and go watch the Daniel Garcia Brian
oh yeah,
Danielson match. And
it's a
then,
double big man moonsault.
yeah, seen that.
That was meaty. Not gonna hold you.
And after you watch the match, go make it a point to find the clip of
The
Brian
promos.
Danielson backstage meditating, explaining why he spit on him.
Yeah, that's a great story.
And
Like we
then
were saying with
and then the Danielson one where that's only a short one. That's probably about 40 seconds where he was just alone sitting up in the stands after the show
yeah.
and about him I'm still changing. So, for those that have followed it, sports entertainer, back to pro.
Ooh, Briggs just dislocated Tyler Bates' brain. I'm gonna definitely steal that call from that Piro.
But yeah, Briggs is kind of like early JBL with the
I love it.
yeah.
Ooh,
Well, it works for him. It suits him. He just has he got a little ways to go yet as far as
just a tad.
speaking of tag. I came up with an idea for carrying earlier today. Put him in a tag team.
With
Von Wagner. Bring
all
bring
right.
Von up. Well, bring Von up because the story that they've been running with Von, right? It's garnered a lot of sympathy, like fan sympathy, right?
Right.
People have kind of gravitated towards that. So if they're gravitating towards him, and then you pair carrying up with it, carrying will get some of that residual gravitation, right?
Yeah.
Vaughn is no ring technician, like as for
Whew.
they're not putting on 5-star matches, but just have them
Oh,
be a face team that beats the living shit out of whatever heels they come out with, and you have Scarlett as your eye candy, which will draw
Yeah.
in more people, but you do it in a face fashion, right? Because this heel stuff ain't working. Everything they tried, not working. They get away from this tarot card stuff too.
Yeah, I agree with that. But it looks like we have about a minute 30 left here.
Yep,
Three people are tied.
with
Trick
three.
just went through the barricade. Breaker just went through the table. I think this is Bates' match to win.
Ooh. Oh,
Trick got his first pin.
yay, yay, tricky. As expected, next door, Andrade and Danielson are doing Andrade and Danielson things.
Eddie Thornton.
Eddie Thorpe,
Thorpe.
formerly known as Carl Fredericks, from the world of
Okay.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, no. So it's definitely about to be Tyler Bate. Yep.
Whoa!
Oh,
Tyler with the as we're gonna call that a flying
spiral.
spinneroonie.
I thought that was a spinal tap.
I'm calling it the flying spinneroonie in honor of
Booker T.
Booker T. Trick now has 3 pins in the span
Trick
of
came back.
fucking a minute.
Oh,
Flying knee.
wow.
Trick with 4 pins.
Wow.
Interesting way to go.
Trick got all his points in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know if I like that. I don't mind Trick winning. I don't like the way they did it.
So this is what Booker T brings to commentary. This is all he needs to do. Just hype up Trick. I enjoyed that.
So, oh, the match was good. I don't like the way the ending, the way they did it. They should have they should have had those falls more throughout because that made it look a
So
little
I
bit
know.
not believable. Like,
Yeah. No, I just think out of the. So I think the only reason I believe it is because you had Breaker come in so similar to the same way. So did he look weak throughout the match? I don't think so. It's
no, he
just
didn't
a
look weak.
multi-man match. It
No,
was
he didn't look
hard for
weak.
him to catch a break. You know what I'm saying?
He looked good throughout, but to get 4 in the span of 2 minutes against
Well, I mean,
some pretty top talent.
Braun Breaker got three in less than a minute.
Yeah.
So I can't.
Ooh. I was just watching the replay on those moonsaults.
That was dope.
Well, one of them missed completely. I
No,
won't
it was
say it.
nice. It
I
was a
won't.
nice visual.
No, they flew through the air quite nicely, but one of them missed it like completely. I think his pinky hit him.
Not the pinky.
Yeah, Briggs. It's like he overshot a little bit. But I seen that last night in the Charlotte match too. She the moonsault outside. She fucking missed Oscar by about a foot.
Isn't that where her knee got messed up?
No, it was a different rope. She was coming off top rope.
Oh,
Uh, but God love Cole. Oh, she glanced her with it. Fuck, glanced nobody. Breeze, Breeze knocked her over.
she fell over.
What was that? It was Charlotte flying by. Oh, fall down now. But one thing Charlotte got to stop doing though. I don't even know what they call it. It's that fucking cartwheel, almost come to a
Clothesline.
complete stop, and then a clothesline. Please stop that. It doesn't look good. It doesn't
I
flow.
know
It doesn't.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't really work. But yeah, just take you're a very accomplished wrestler. Sharon. Just take that out of your arsenal. You don't need it. It's not necessary. Oh,
Oh
Andrade
man,
keeps going back to that elbow, man.
he's trying to
Oh,
finish. He's
oh.
trying to break his other orbital bone.
Well, and Danielson has had his head on the bottom turnbuckle. Andrade almost killed him. This is you heard the chatter online last week. Oh, Danielson's hurt again. He was bleeding from the eye and blah, blah, blah. It's work, by the way, for people who are seeing this now, right? Um, with fucking Andrade's going right after. Danielson's on spaghetti legs.
Oh, they're changing the plates. This is a very interesting shot.
Andrade El Idolo has pinned Brian Danielson. So Brian has suffered his first loss of the
I'm
tournament.
glad some other people are winning.
Uh, Well, you can't run these and just like you can't anyway with the people that they have. And like they got Briscoe and Lethal, right? They're early on eat the pins, and then later on possible, spoiler, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna. You and I had a fucking history from wherever, so I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure you don't win this, right? Uh, but that's what they're G1 has those every year. It's nothing new,
Right.
you know. But they got enough. Like the way the rest of it is structured, though, like anybody can legitimately beat any one of these guys on any night. Like there's no
Except for Jay Lethal.
no no well, yeah, I mean except for Jay, right, and Mark. Mark was never going to win that,
No.
right? That
No.
match you put on with Swerve though was some excellent. Like that ranks right up there in the tournament so far. Uh, Another one is Danielson Garcia from last night. That was just excellent. Like the storytelling in that match. So Andrade, Brody King, and Danielson all have 6. Claudio has 3. Garcia has 0, and Eddie has 3. In the gold, Moxley and Swerve with 9, Rush with 3, Jay White with 6, and Mark and Jay with 0.
Uh, it's not good at all. It's not good at all. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Who's this walking out on my screen now? The purse and stuff.
That looks like Lash. No,
Lonnie
not
Jordan.
Lash. Who is this? Kalani Jordan. She looks different.
Gotta be. KJ is the only one I can think of. Unless they changed her
No,
name.
that's not Kalani Jordan. Kalani Jordan has a natural. And she's black. Most important, she's African American.
Oh, Kiana James.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Well, I was drawing a blank on that. They'll say, why aren't you just talking? That's all you just do there. Talk. But anyway, steel cage time.
At
Please
this
use
point in the show,
yeah,
that's
please use the cage. Do something with
that's
the cage. Bounce someone's head off of it. Like
that's interesting.
like
Was that too loud? Oh, oh.
or make the
No, no.
cage match more violent than
I
your
just
parking
noticed that
lot.
nobody else is in there. Oh no, we was just hoping that. Okay. Starting in bed. Okay.
So that should be their goal, I think. Make sure the steel cage match that you're going to have this evening is more violent than the parking lot to get to the arena.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in the show, it I don't agree with the placement of this match, but at least make it good.
Well, yeah, an update. Oh, okay. No real update.
Here, let me check out what's going on in Impact Land since I have a
Oh, I just had a notification from our friends over at Fightful, but it was just the Alex and Kate Sauerkraut's collision talk along.
Trent Seven signed. I think that might be the biggest. The biggest news coming out of this PLE.
Well, they're making a few. They got Hard to Kill. They got Osprey there, and they got Okada for the show.
Yeah, I, people are saying that Okada returns to TNA. I'm like, I wouldn't even call it a return based on the gimmick they had him running last time.
Um, yeah, I wouldn't be too eager to connect those dots because the initial dot wasn't good.
That's like saying, "Hey, look at us. We were really stupid back in the day."
Yeah, that's one of those points in history that you do want to CGI out or just
Yeah.
not right. Like,
What was
like, should we
retcon it?
bring this up? No, problem. Let's not do that. It's not good.
That never happened.
Yeah. So you've seen Roxanne since she's gotten to NXT, and you've seen Roxanne when she was Roxy, right?
Roxy, yes, I have.
Okay. You've seen Sky Blue during that same time frame. They're both around the same age. Who would you
Yeah.
say, character wise and in ring wise, is further along in their progression?
Sky Blue.
I would agree with that. Yeah. Was Roxy for a while, for Roxanne.
Yeah, definitely Sky Blue. I feel like the floor was a little lower for Sky Blue anyway. So any improvement would have been a little bit greater because their starting points were different. But as of late, Roxanne Perez, I honestly feel like she's a victim. She had,
On a, she's on a bit of a treadmill
yeah,
in spots. It's like, which is odd because she's very talented.
yeah. I mean, Becky coming back down didn't help, and I know it was cool for a bit.
Well, it didn't help Roxanne because she never really worked with her. But
No, it
but
didn't help
Becky going down
Roxanne.
there, like it helped Lyra Valkyria, right? And it
Yeah,
helped
but
Tiffany Stratton. Like anybody Becky came in contact with, it helped them.
yeah,
Even helped Xia Li. Now I haven't seen her since, but well, outside of the match with Lyra, but
and she kicking people in the face on the main roster.
yeah, shoulder too, because she's
That's
too fucking short to
not
reach
the
their head most times. Still knocks him out though, so that's the main thing.
yeah,
Yeah, I forget who it was. I think it was Indy. Yeah, it was
yeah.
Indy Hartwell. Oh my
She's
God, she
kind of
knocked
tall.
Indy cold. It's like she hit her in the shoulder. It's like, and I know you hit her in the shoulder because you did a replay on it.
Just in case we didn't see it the
Just in
first
case,
time.
yeah, just in case you thought you saw her hit her in the head, and we told you that she did. We're going to show you that she didn't, but then tell you that she did again. Excellent. She looks happy.
She does.
She does, yeah.
I kind of want to see. I don't want to see Zack Sabre Jr. and Josh Alexander tag. I want to see them wrestle. Um,
Yeah, so do I. Yeah, yeah. Absolutely love the two of them. Now she looks less happy, which
didn't she did before?
well, that makes sense. She's going into a steel structure that could cause damage potentially. Why would you be happy?
I don't like the helicopter.
No, I don't. No.
They could have at least opened the door of the helicopter to make it look like she was getting off the helicopter, but you just saw the helicopter land. Y'all give Lexus King a chair, but y'all can't open up the. All right.
Just have all her matches in open air stadiums. Problem solved. Just fly the helicopter in
Yep.
and drop one of those funky ladders that unfolds and have her climb down.
This is my first Kiana James match. I'm interested to see, does the skirt stay or is it velcroed on? I'm thinking from the looks of it, it's velcroed on.
So here we go. Steel cage match. Although I'm glad they don't use those big blue ones anymore. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember those big fucking hideous blue ones that they had back in the Hogan era.
The cages, yes.
Yeah.
I had not old enough to remember from firsthand experience, no. But thanks to the wonders of the WWE network.
Man, I remember when I first. Well, I grew up like prior to that, right? So like I would see, Dusty and Flair and Magnum TA and Tully Blanchard and
Yeah.
Bruiser Brody. It's like, okay, they're cages. And then they roll out this big blue monstrosity. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
So you feel how I feel about the red elimination chamber.
I don't like that either. Can't
Yeah.
see nothing.
Yeah.
Like, great.
They're they're
A match I
they're using the cage, Davey.
yeah,
They're using the cage.
they did, yeah, they bounced off it. But yeah, don't make a cage that inhibits you from seeing what is going on in the cage.
Right.
Right. It kind of defeats the purpose. I know it's
I feel
big.
like Impact TNA did the cages the best because they had holes cut in the cage to stick a camera lens in.
So you can see inside. Yeah.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm shocked. Like on a regular cage match, they don't do more of that because it's hard to get a camera guy in there because there's just no
Yeah,
room.
that they're a hindrance to the match.
But that was a
So
that was a very good explanation of what a cage does.
yeah, I mean it never happens.
Well, no,
They're using the cage again,
I personally, if I would have hit her arm to
not the wrist. Yeah,
or the cage itself right
they're
above
still
where the arm
using
was.
they're still using the cage, and I see what you're saying about Booker T because I just heard the call where he could have gone further in his explanation of what the cage does to you. You know, the
I
cage
remember
is a
being
weapon.
yeah, I remember being in a match with whomever.
Yeah, like
You
the
know,
the they
you
use the
draw
cage as a weapon.
you draw
Um,
personal experience that you've had that went over quite well, and you apply it to the current circumstances.
yeah, but he just says it takes years off your career. Well, I mean, wrestling isn't you don't see people going for nearly as long as you could any other career, like a desk job or like a teacher.
No, no,
So I would love a little more from Booker T, but I just think the bar is low for commentary in WWE as a whole. When you have
it
Michael
is.
Cole calling everything a step up in Sagiri.
Of all the commentators I hear, and all the promotions that I watch, as long as it's in the English language, uh, WWE would be at the bottom of them
Yeah,
as far as commentators go. Like New Japan is better.
yeah.
Impact is pretty solid. AEW and
I
like
don't.
they're very informative in what they do. Like when you know, they make the odd bonehead call on a move, but it's not a consistent thing.
I don't like one half of the Von villains on commentary.
See, I don't mind.
Never.
You gotta. His voice is very unique. It's not your standard, commentator voice. So it stands
True.
out in that sense. But he knows what he's talking about, which I find attractive when someone's
True.
speaking on something. It's like, okay, you seem to actually know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
So
I don't think he's found it yet, to be honest with you. And if you think about, you know, impact, it's kind of hard. I can see why it would be hard because he sits there for like a weekend at most, and he calls these matches instead of somebody like Booker T, Michael Cole, Pat McAfee when he's there. He's doing it week after week after week.
Yeah, you do get in a groove the more you do it. Same
Yeah,
thing. But for TNA, if they could swing it, if the guy is interested in doing it, we mentioned it before, but Mauro Ranallo, man, if
yes.
you can get that voice as the voice of TNA, right?
It
That
it
yeah,
it bring me back to Mike Tenay and Don West
yeah, yeah. Like
because
that would be a huge guess if they could swing that, right?
even Matt Stryker.
Yeah, another one.
But I do want to mention, I think it's Matt Greenwald, whatever his name is, the half of the Von Villains, Eddie Guerrero's son-in-law.
Ooh, they're bouncing off the cage here, man. They're
Yeah,
doing a good job on this match so far.
he is married to Shaw Guerrero, or he was. I'm not in anybody else's marriage but like that, but my own. But I do remember
I'm not even in that.
that.
Nor will I be.
I understand.
Fuck that.
I understand. It's not for everybody.
No, no, it's not. We still got the main event to go, as Mark Henry would say.
And
Ah,
this is
main
this
event. This
is
has been a
the
really good show.
yeah, no, it's ticking all the boxes for me. It doesn't feel um too long. Everything is really flowing. I keep checking the time and it doesn't feel like it's dragging. The only thing is, and this is nothing against the pay-per-view, but I'm in a kitchen chair and I suffer from a condition called no acetol. That just means I have no ass at all. And so it starting to get a little uncomfortable for me.
That's why
But
whenever I do these or any show, I always make sure I get nice and comfy. I'm either on the couch or laying on the bed.
true, I mean
TV right
somebody else was using the couch when I was in the living room and I'm at my father-in-law's house and he has the most jumpinest surround sound system I've ever heard in my life. And so when he has it on, it's hard to hear anything else. So I'm already got to probably already have to compete with my little tablet here that I'm using to watch the actual show. I didn't want too much going on. You already have to listen to my beautiful, wonderful daughter whenever she comes in here.
kids are always good. I've had, I've
Oh,
had,
they're amazing.
I've had three of them that I'm aware of.
That I'm aware of.
I'm aware of. Another reason this is flowing by as well as it is, which is something the main roster crew should look into. We're an we're 2 hours
Yep,
and 18 minutes in, not
that
counting
power bomb.
not counting this match.
Power bomb was a little sloppy there, but
We've got about
this is this is
72
developmental.
minutes. 72 minutes of in-ring action in that time.
Perfect. Looks like Kiana James got herself busted open the hard way on her elbow.
Oh, oh.
Ooh, okay, Kiana James. Hit her with all four corners. Yeah, no, maybe not. All right. Ooh,
Whoa, that was a very nice move.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, these women, they're doing really well in this match.
I am excited for the future of women's wrestling in WWE. I haven't
NXT
been
pay
this
per view.
excited. No, I haven't been this excited in a very long time. It's a good call by whoever.
Like,
By
there's
by
enough
who?
women in both companies. Uh, NX Impact might be able to do it, but they got a smaller roster. But maybe when TNA gets going and if they expand a little bit, they probably could, just the way they
Yeah,
present their women. But
yeah,
AEW and WWE are both capable now of putting together a pay per view with only women on it.
yeah,
Like, there's enough there now that have gained enough experience in the ring that can carry matches to pull that off. A couple of years ago, no, wouldn't have been the case.
yeah, yeah. I feel like I definitely feel like he said that for a purpose.
Mm,
It keeps other people out. Yeah, all right.
apparently didn't.
Yeah, all right.
Apparently not. So it was a good match up until
The end.
that. Yeah, kind of kind of tainted it. Like, I would have rather seen a more definitive conclusion to it because that's what a steel cage is supposed to do. It's like the blow off
Yeah,
match. So, but some shenanigans at the end. So that'll hurt its grade a little bit. Not a knock on the women in there. Like, they performed really well. It's just
yeah. No, for
okay.
real.
On the end, I didn't much care for. And Roxanne suffers another loss.
I feel like
Oh well, who's this guy? He looks familiar. Oh, is that? Oh yes, the Punk
Oh,
Club.
you're not watching the CM Punk commercial right now?
Oh, I'm watching.
Oh, okay. Drew McIntyre has a very interesting story.
Yes, I like what they're doing with Drew. I like what they're doing with Sammy. They got him written off now, just some time off, but it's a kayfabe injury.
He
Probably he'll
deserves
show
it.
back up at the Rumble.
He deserves his time off. Kevin got his time off, and they carried like
Oh,
the
Gary.
last leg of that bloodline story.
Oh, that was on fucking gas fumes when Sammy came into it. He saved that story. He
Yeah,
kept
so
it going.
he deserves some time off, and just to the the progression of place on the cards from one WrestleMania to another, from both Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn going from just like gimmick matches to main eventing night one was
Well, Sammy especially,
crazy.
like
Yeah.
Johnny Knoxville. I mean, if you like those kind of matches, you liked it. I didn't care for it myself, but
You know what? I didn't like it. I don't care for it, but for what it was a lot better than I was expecting to get.
uh, the Owens match that was done quite well, and it hit a lot of Steve's. I haven't been in the ring for 2 decades stuff.
Yeah,
So
it
they did
covered
that
up a
really
lot.
well. Yeah, they did the way they did it. Uh, the other one that I'm really curious about as to how they're going to do it is the Cody Shinsuke, because they're having a match Monday. So I can't see this just being a one and done blow off,
No.
right? But I doubt they'll do it. But I would love for them to reach back into the bag of tricks that they learned from New Japan. They did that. They could be up to something really special there. I don't, I don't,
Yeah.
I don't think they will though. Somebody mentioned
Okay.
the other day about Cody going heel. If he goes with Punk, it's like Cody will not go heel in WWE.
No, no, he's making too much money.
Too much money, and he's basically taking over the Super Cena role for the guys, right? It's just
Yep, it's deserved. It really is.
well, that's what he wanted, right? I think when he was in AEW, that's the type of
Yeah,
character he wanted to run, and it just wasn't working there. Different,
it
different
was a
crowd.
wrestling company.
Yeah, like it's a different crowd, right? Like that's what I noticed about him. It's like when I seen the character he was running, it's like this looks very familiar to the characters I was just trying to get away from. Why are you
Right.
here? Why are you doing this here? Right. And especially where I had seen him like in, what he did in ROH and what he did in New Japan, right?
Oh yeah,
Like what are you doing? Right?
Bullet
Like
Club
you
Cody.
like yeah, like you have like you can be so interesting without doing this over the top stuff, right? But that's what he wants to do. He's doing an extremely good job on it, right? You know,
Oh yeah.
yeah. But
I
it's
have not.
it's just not my cup of tea. Corbin is.
I was just about to bring up Corbin. I will say I have not been this excited for a Baron Corbin match in a very long time.
Yeah, yeah. Like all the characters, they ran through him on the main roster. Right? Constable Corbin, Happy Corbin, Sad Corbin, Rich Corbin,
I
Sleepy
listen.
Corbin, Dopey Corbin,
Look.
Grumpy
Look.
Corbin. Like they were.
Look. Sad Corbin was hilarious.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I didn't like it because I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. Like there's a ceiling. There's a ceiling on those characters, right? They're not high ones as far as
it
doing
was
anything in the ring.
it was the consecutive stain on his T-shirt for me.
Yeah. Oh, he committed to it, but
Yeah.
but it goes back to what I was saying before with the comedy characters, right? There's nothing wrong with having them, but they seem to have a habit of putting people in those characters that are quite good in the ring.
Yeah.
One thing suffers because of it. You know, Corbin is quite good in the ring. He always has been. They just had and this character here is
Hmm.
it. It seems like this would be Baron Corbin that I'm hearing.
Yeah. The real Baron Corbin.
Yeah, it seems more in line with with what Baron would be, right? And he's bringing a part of that to the character. It's an easy connection to make, right? You know?
Yeah. And his beef with there's this one TikTok chef that just lays into him. I feel like that has made him better overall on screen. Because this guy's pulling no punches. He doesn't have to be PG. I don't know
Yeah,
if you've seen any of his videos, but they are hilarious.
yeah. No, I'm not on TikTok, or I don't do
I'll fi-
TikTok, I should say.
I'll
Um,
find some for you. I
and
got a
Drag
commercial.
and Dragonoff is just like one of the most intense wrestlers I've seen in a long time.
I'm still not a fan of this falling elbow.
I don't mind that. It kind of fits.
It just
The
seems like
only man
something
that
on.
can destroy the dragon is the dragon himself.
I can see that. Okay, Baron. You know he had to get permission from Undertaker for this.
Much more realistic than the helicopter, the whirly bird. See, like this works, right?
Yeah,
This works. Like that's fucking badass. Coming to the ring on a chopper.
We haven't seen this since the likes of Chuck Palumbo.
Chuck Palumbo didn't work.
No, no, not at all.
No, had the look, had the build, just didn't work.
I I think it was too soon.
I
Undertaker
agree.
just did that. Now we're over 20 years removed from American Badass Undertaker. I want to say, isn't didn't Corbin buy his old house?
More than I can tell you.
I
That
believe
that was my
Baron
favorite
Corbin.
first Taker though of all of them.
Let me check that. But I want to say he bought it was either Big Show's old house or Undertaker's old house.
Well, it would have to be one of them because Corbin is quite tall, so he'd need high ceilings.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if that's true. I just made that up.
No, you have to have tall everything.
Tall everything.
Let me Google that. He definitely bought it from the Big Show. But Big Show, yeah, so Big Show bought it from Undertaker and sold it to Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin. Okay. Passing it down the line.
The big man line.
And for any of these dream WWE, AEW, fantasy booking things, I think the only two I would really want would be this gentleman and Gunther on the main roster.
Eventually.
So, well, the only way that eventually happens is if one of these two gentlemen leave. But Gunther's 37. There's no partnership coming anytime in his wrestling career.
Yeah, no, I think he's found his home for the rest of his career.
Yeah. But there's so like Dragunov, like just the litany, not only AEW, anywhere, right? Like Dragunov, Shingo Takagi, Dragunov, Ishii, Dragunov, Okada, Dragunov, Sabre Jr., Dragunov, Alexander. Like you could just Bailey,
Dragging off Mara Fuji. Don't sleep on that man.
Air Fuji, yeah. Uh, Chris Brooks works over in DDT. Like, there's so many people I would love to see this man in the ring with.
Is Chris Brooks the guy I always get confused with the Chris Masters?
Uh, could be, yeah. Chris Brooks is much more gifted in the ring. He wrestles a lot of intergender too.
No, he's not. Somebody else. He one of the guys that works Japan a lot. For whatever reason, he just reminds me of Chris Masters.
Not Clark Connors.
No.
No,
Um
they're having a good run too. War Dogs.
he's swole like Masters was. He's a big boy. A big beefy boy.
Alex Coughlin. He's pretty.
No.
Oh,
He's also bald.
okay.
It'll come to me. Hopefully.
All right, here we go. Bit of a size disadvantage here. Not that it matters for Ilya, I don't think.
No. So we know that Baron Corbin isn't winning here. Um
I would be quite shocked if they
that
pulled the belt off Ilya this early. And the only way it would make sense is if Ilya is main roster bound, which I haven't heard anything on. So I don't think. Wouldn't be a good time for him to show up now anyway. I don't think.
no.
No. With Mania season coming up, he would kind of get pushed.
Lost in the shuffle.
Yeah. 'Cause- and with Pepsi Light coming back, he's going to clog up the airwaves quite a bit. Orton's back now. Brock is probably coming back for Rumble season and Mania season. So there's three.
That man's daughter looks just like him. It's scary.
Danhausen had his daughter on the show last night. Looks exactly like him. Same pasty complexion and everything.
So funny story. Drilistico and Pentagon Jr. had a face off with their daughters in costume um
Okay.
a while back. And that's my screensaver at work.
That must be something.
Mm-hmm.
Penta Jr. He was in
She's training.
the Crew Day match of the day from the Vault the other day.
Yes.
Penta versus Io Sky. For all you peoples who are crying for some intergender matches, there's one.
Rim is not a fan of that, but I am. All right. I'm
I don't
about
know.
to
There's lots of ways you can do those matches, Joe. Right? WWE could do them. You could just they would just have to do them in a more like a pure rules
well,
type
we've seen
style.
them do it with Tozawa and Rhea Ripley. So it can be done.
Yeah, but that was more of a squash, more or less.
That's fine. It happens. Yeah.
But I'm more referring to like something you would have seen like Billy Starks and Blake Christian or the one with Mike Bailey or Athena and Swerve or Jordan Grace and Matt Cardona, things like that.
Jordan Grace, Jonathan Gresham.
Yeah, congrats them. Yeah.
We brought that one up the other day.
Speaking of duos, Taya Valkyrie and Johnny TV showed up at Ring of Honor Thursday.
A Johnny last name here. Is it Johnny Honor now?
No, he was Johnny TV Thursday, but it wouldn't shock me if he changed it yet again. Oh, Elia, the belly buster under the announce table.
How'd you get ahead of me?
The North Atlantic Current.
So it's interesting how the table spot used to be the big spot of the night. And now we've had at least three table spots.
Yeah, the tables are intact. They keep this up, they're going to have New Japan tables soon. Fucking luck going through them. You go through them, you've done something. Fucking things are solid, man.
They want to cut the budget back for Pyro. They need to cut the table budget because they're
Well, they can't cut it much more. Usually they're put together with Scotch tape.
gotta be.
Yeah, fucking laying on those, they explode like someone trying to put a table, an IKEA table together after having about fucking 40 beer.
Good news, everyone. I made it to the couch.
You know who else I'd like to see with Dragon off? Jay White.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Jay White getting hit with some of those shots? He would be fucking flopping around all over the place.
Hey, so how close do you think we are to uh WWE X insert promotion here style pay-per-view? How close do you think we are to the WWE equivalent of Forbidden Door?
I mean, working in a collaboration with someone else?
Yes.
We're not.
Okay. Okay.
I would like to see it. I think, I don't know whose show I was on, but like NWA would have been one that they
Ew.
could have.
No.
Well, they could have, right?
But who's in NWA right now? Like I watched
Well, you
NWA.
that's how you build it, right? But I don't. The problem. I don't think WWE is interested in building anything else other than WWE is the problem, right? So why would they help? No, like
So
they could take some of the guys that they don't really use or have nothing for. Hello, Cameron Grimes, looking at you.
right.
This one, right? It's like, okay, Cameron, we don't have anything for you. You probably noticed that over the last year since we called you up. So what we're going to do is we're going to loan you out to NWA for a couple of months, right? Go do some storylines there. Da da da. There's one guy, right?
That'd work. Cause I don't.
Me, Mishan. Hi, Mishan. Yeah, yeah, it's Paul. Yeah, I know we hired you back and we didn't do anything with you for a whole year the last time we had you, and we haven't done anything this time either. So we're gonna send you over with Cameron, right?
Yeah.
There's two.
Ooh.
Now these people are in the ring, they're getting work, and they're drawing eyes to NWA. So that's a start, right? People
Yeah.
would people would follow those those two over there, right? And there's probably three or four more you could do that with easy, right?
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, your NWA shows, you got a little bit of WWE involvement with them, so it's going to give it a little bit more structure, which is a very low bar to get over with NWA,
Yeah.
right? Which that needs, so that would help them. So now WWE, let's have a look at the NWA roster. If we're doing a talent exchange, who can we bring over to showcase a little bit? Who are like, and there's your partnership. Won't happen overnight, like as far as doing a
No.
joint show, but that's how you build to doing it. And if they did it, other promotions will take notice. It's like, okay,
True.
WWE is working with NWA. It's going well. They didn't fucking rape the closets.
And that's.
NWA still has a roster, like after X amount of time, right?
But that.
WWE didn't steal them all. Say, okay, maybe we'll dip our toes in with,
Right.
right. And that's, but you have to start somewhere, right? You just can't, because they're not going to get New Japan, right? Impact works with New Japan, and New Japan works with AEW. So
Right.
that's probably out, right? Because they won't, there's a thing there, right? This is not going to happen. But there are
I,
there are promotions out there they could do it with.
I could see them working together. Um. This
MLW is
is
another one, right?
no. They wouldn't work with MLW because Court Bauer has beef with WWE.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
All
Court
right.
Bauer is a former WWE writer. Um.
Oh, okay. Enough
He's
said.
suing them.
Yeah, enough said. He's a former writer. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't
No.
know.
I think he's currently suing them because they had a Vice TV deal in the works,
Oh,
and
that's right
then
too. Yes, I remember that now. Yeah, they had a
yeah,
lawsuit in New York. Yeah, so now they're out.
the ref has gloves on, so I'm interesting to see who's bleeding and from where. Is it Corbin from the mouth?
Uh, could be. Elia laced some strikes in pretty hard, so it's possible.
No.
No, I don't see any on him.
Yeah, I'm just. That's interesting. I don't see gloves. Refs regularly wearing gloves.
Unless there's something planned for later on. They just
Right.
on too early. Um, there was chatter of Noah, but that's a bit far away for one thing.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, you couldn't really like a large majority of the fan base is not going to know anybody from Noah.
Not unless.
Like they would barely know Okada. They
Not
would know the
unless.
name Okada, but they wouldn't really know anything that he's done.
Not
So,
unless Shelton Benjamin went back to Noah.
well,
He
yeah,
might.
but I haven't heard anything on that in the last while, so I don't know if that's dead in the water or
Yeah. This is a great match.
AAA could be a possibility. Maybe
That'd be
depends on
dope.
how much involvement Like, I don't know what the relationship is between them and AEW. I know they send talent there.
Oh no, so they're working with. I mean, so I think the relationship is good. It's just you can't have um CMLL guys and
Yeah,
AAA guys on the same
on
show.
the same card. Yeah, but Conan, I mean, he seems to be on decent terms with both Tony and Paul. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
you know, but you could take, guys like Dragon Lee down there. You could take Santos down there. Uh, Ray when he gets better, throw Dom down there.
Yeah, definitely get Dom down there.
Yeah, like there's lots of guys you could do a show like that with, right? Throw some of your bigger names. I'd like to see Seth go down there and do something. You know,
Outside of the box, a recommendation, but Alpha Academy.
yeah, I'd like to see Chad go down there.
Yeah, I'd like to see Chad and Otis go down there. To be 100% honest with you, they can do like the America stuff. Feel me?
They could, they could, yeah. Careful with that; they may not get back out.
QT, if QT and Jeff Jarrett can make it out,
QT's still a champion there, as far as I know.
yeah, he is.
Yeah, yeah, he is because he hasn't lost the belt. Yeah, that has no relation to what's going on in AEW. We can keep the AAA belt forever if you want to.
He can actually.
You know, but I mean that's another foot in the door. If, like I said, if they wanted to do it, right? But they would have to do it in a sense where one hand is washing the other, right?
Right. Corbin and
They're
Dragonoff
beating,
are really throwing the leather.
yeah, they're beating the shit out of each other, and this is what I was expecting, and I'm glad I'm right. Like this style of match is not a WWE style match.
No,
No,
it's Connecticut strong style.
well, it's not even Connecticut strong style. Like
No, it's
this is
definitely
more
Connecticut.
this is more European with some AEW and a hint of New Japan. That's what this is.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. Like I like this style of wrestling because it looks believable.
No, but listen, anything WWE is Connecticut strong style. I'm coining that term. That is a crew day term. Hashtag Connecticut strong style.
Or how about the Triple S Stanford
Triple S.
strong style?
Stanford strong style. Yeah, that's it right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, Davey.
Triple H brings you Triple S.
Interesting.
Congratulations to Booker T on putting together a coherent sentence there. Good job.
Not too much on Booker. He's
Yeah.
still a five
Well,
time,
I
five
understood
time.
everything. I understood every word he actually said. They were all in the English language, like not a made up one. So kudos. Now, I wonder what they do with Corbin though. Like if he doesn't win this, if he wins it, obviously we know he's staying, right?
Dragon Lee probably. I don't think he needs to go anywhere else. I think
I don't want to see him on
NXT
the ring roster for the foreseeable
NXT needs
future.
a solid veteran if they're not going to be bringing in um, indie darlings anymore. And Corbin is the one to be is that you know. And if you think about it, Corbin still has a lot to prove because Corbin has never won a championship in NXT. So eventually we can get there.
Yeah, I just don't think it would be over Dragon off now.
No,
But it's not a huge roster down in NXT, so if he stays there, he can always circle back to it when someone else got the belt.
right.
But he will have been like if that happens, his credibility is still going to be strong. So him winning the belt would still make sense, right?
Huh?
Unless they have him join Chase U or something. That
I can see Corbin going after Dragon Lee at this point, especially if Dragon Lee is going to be down in NXT more often.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what now that Dragon got the belt, how they're gonna like. Will he work both shows? Oh, deep six.
That's what Corbin has an amazing move set.
Yeah. No, he's always been solid in the ring, man. It's just his gimmicks always overshadowed like what he was capable of doing in there. Like people had just zoned out long before he ever stepped foot in the ring.
I mean, yeah, true. I mean, there was one point where the entrance was better than any
Yeah.
of the gimmicks. Again, I think that his first two entrance themes are amazing. Some of the greatest things that WWE did post their Mike Johnston
And
era.
and there's nothing wrong with doing that, right? Like, it'll enhance a character or a wrestler, with the entrance to kind of cover for some shortcomings that he may have in the ring, right?
Right.
But when you're good in the ring to begin with, you got to be careful with that balance, right? Because if you start overshadowing one, you're not going to see clearly what they're doing in the ring. Right? So I think that happened to him far too many times. Like, and the gimmicks were just, they were either just bad,
Yeah.
or juvenile at best, right? Or just plain silly. Like, okay, it's like, it was funny the first three times I've seen it. Okay, now it's wearing, you know, the novelty is worn off of it, right?
S- So I want to point out this power bomb struggle. That was that was great wrestling. I've seen people work through botches, and some people will complain about it. Like I believe it was Remy who was going back and forth with somebody about the Moxley Roosh spot where Moxley didn't want to take a power driver and a butterfly lock,
Yes,
but
Me and Remy went in on the same person.
I tried to go in on him, but he didn't respond to me.
No, he
But
does
it
that.
it, it it's wrestling. That's realistic. If you
If
do
you're
this in the
expecting,
street,
yeah, if you're expecting everything to be perfect, then you don't understand what you're watching because it's not. It never has been. Right?
well, I mean, if you think about it, if you go to put somebody in one of these maneuvers in a street fight, it's not gonna be that smooth. You know what I'm saying?
No,
It's gonna look just like that. So that looked realistic to me. I'm fighting not to get dropped on my head.
yeah,
That's wrestling.
yeah. That's you know. And the thing is, and I asked the person in question, it's like, did you see the match? Well, no. Why are you
Just a
complaining?
clip.
Why are you complaining about it then? It's like, go watch it first. It's simple, not that complicated.
Again, I'm not a fan of these falling forearms because it looks like something my daughter does to me when we're play fighting, and it doesn't really hurt.
Cool.
That's just me.
Yeah, they don't bother me.
It
The
bothers me just a tad.
the the running uppercut, I'm not as big a fan of that he just finished him off with.
It's not better than the last guy who did it. You know,
Was not it's not as like it's not as good. It's hidden bladish in a sense, but it's done with like Dragunov does it with the guy facing him,
yeah.
and he hits him here, not here, right? But the right guy went over. Like I said, Dragunov should not be losing that title this soon. Like he's just too much of a dominant guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I mean, we knew that though.
yeah. And Corbin came out of this looking really good, right?
He
Like
hasn't looked bad since he came back to
no, it's been
the
no, he has
NXT.
he has. I've had no complaints with him there. No complaints. I wish they had of when they had that four-way match and Cameron Grimes came down for it.
Yeah,
I wish Cameron had have stayed, and I wish that Carrion, especially after what I seen Friday, had
had
have
to
been one
stay.
of them and
Yeah.
stayed.
So we
And
looks like we
there's
got about
Trick.
5 minutes left.
Yeah, the Trick's coming out, making the belt sign with Carmelo in tow in the background. So the slow burn on that feud, which is good.
Trick did it. Trick, no, not Trick. Mello did it. And wow, okay, that was that
That
was
was a very,
anticlimactic.
very, very good pay per view. Excellent,
Yeah,
excellent.
anticlimactic ending based on what we got from Survivor Series, but I guess you can't do that every time.
I'm giving that whole pay per view, start to finish.
What you got? What happened?
Who to me?
Yeah, no, I didn't hear the rating. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't give it yet. Still,
Oh, you didn't give it yet.
I'm still tabulating.
So tabulating. Okay, so while
Yeah,
you tabulate, I'll say it was a solid 7.5 out of 10 for me. Yeah, that was a solid 7.5.
I will. And you know something? I'll have to agree with you. Actually, no, I'll go just a smidgen higher, 7.75.
Okay,
Yeah,
that works. It.
we're going to be for all the WWE diehards. You and I will be 2.25 below theirs, just as a guesstimation.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great show. It really was the ending of that
Yeah,
of that cage match. It did it for me.
the ending of it. Like I said that last couple points out that for me.
You know,
Uh,
every
Lexus
everything
King,
else was. Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah, like there was nothing bad. Even Lexus King put on a good match, right?
Right,
So
Lexus King gave us a great match for what I've seen of him here. Um, Lash Legend looked like a beast. You had Braun Breaker and Trick Williams come through with some amazing performances. There's nothing
and
really that you can, Baron Corbin is doing some of the best work of his career.
oh, I would say the best work of his career, like
Yeah.
the best, right? And that's been a common theme of people that have gone down to NXT. Dijak would be another one, like night and day. You know, well, T Bar. I mean,
T Jack.
T Jack, T Bar, T Jack, T Foul, T Rex. But
It's
yeah, but Dijak had a good performance tonight too, right? Trick is a burgeoning
amazing. Yeah.
star. Like he's gonna to like take off on the main roster. Dragunov is a world class talent, like world class, like across the board.
And then you
Women's
open up,
division looked good. Like
and
there was
then
no women in any of those matches tonight that looked bad.
none.
None.
And then you open up with one of the biggest heels in the company Dominic Mysterio. So
Yeah, and even and that match was good. Like Dom and Dragon Lee put on a good match. There was a few sloppy moments in that one, right?
true.
Like I'm not here to, you know, all is well, all is great. Like there was a few moments in that match that were kind of sloppy. Overall, though, it was still good, right? But
Yeah.
but Dragon Lee with the win, that will only elevate that title even further as far as what he's going to be able to do with that, as far as
Oh yeah.
programs in the ring, right? Dom brought attention to it. Now Dragon Lee can run with it. So progression in that sense. And maybe so, the question is now, is this Trick's moment? Is he the guy? Or does Carmelo cost him from being the guy because Trick is taking his spot?
I think
Does,
Carmelo
je-
cost him.
yeah, does jealousy rear its ugly head?
It's got to. That
I would
story
I
is
would say so, yeah. That's why I said Trick's story lies elsewhere, but it's just going to go through a title shot to get it there from the look of it.
yeah.
You know,
But
which
like
I'm
we
which I'm fine with. That's a story I'll follow. Like that's a good story, right?
and like we were saying earlier, it's about the chase, and the longer the chase,
Yeah.
the
And
bigger the payoff.
and what does Dragunov do when he gets people in the ring? He
Elevates them like
elevates
crazy.
them like crazy. So Trick being in that match is going to elevate him that much further, right? So they're building him up really well. So like people are saying, Sean Booker of the year. He's not Booker of the year, but he's damn well Booker of the year in WWE. Like the job that he has done on that roster in the last 12 months has to be commended, right?
Just give Triple H some time to cook. Just give him some time to cook.
Yeah. Well, Paul, you know, Paul has done a lot better than when Vince was there. Once again, pretty low bar. Paul also didn't have control of his own roster for a large portion of it, so you
The
can't
bar
really
is in hell.
you can't really call him Booker of the Year when he wasn't even booking the shows himself, right?
Right,
Like that was a joint venture for a while. So, but he has the keys to it now. I haven't
right.
heard anything different that he doesn't. So,
Just
but
give him a fresh 12 months. That's all I got to say.
yeah, and he will need time to flesh it all out, right? Like he's gonna, and you can see the hints that he's doing it, right? Like
Right,
he's moving some younger people in, which he has to do because Father Time waits for no one. Right? You got to get these guys and girls in storylines and in the ring, right? So
right.
he is doing that. So props to Paul, props to Paul for doing that. The more these things work, the better it is for us
Oh yeah,
because if Raw is a solid product, which it has been, there's a lot more wrestling action on Raw too. Like that has really ticked up and it's stayed. That's the thing. It's staying there. Like it's not dropping back off. SmackDown is not. I don't know what's going on there. It's like
it's
it's
gonna.
almost like it's almost like it's booked by two different people. You know?
SmackDown is interesting because you have both of your main men's titles off the show for the majority of the time. So
SmackDown can't get above 30% in the ring consistently. That's not it.
that I mean that too. But I mean, if
Well,
you had a
the problem.
champion, if you had a U.S. Championship Open title every week,
But if you're getting, on 100, SmackDown is 2 hours, 120 minutes. If you're getting just over 30 minutes of in-ring action on a 2-hour show, that's a
yeah,
problem,
that's
right?
pretty bad.
That's a
I
problem.
agree.
You can't progress anything in the ring if you're never in it. Simple. You know,
I agree.
Raw right now doesn't have that problem. They're they're in the high 30s up to around 40 on average now. Stories are being told in the ring. Storylines are progressing through the ring in ring action, and it's cutting down on all your backstage segments, and it works better and it flows better. It's a much easier watch. Like I watched it Monday, and the 3 hours flew by. I'm like, wow, it's fucking
Right on
midnight.
by.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. Like tonight's show was. That flew by those 3 hours.
It
So,
certainly did. Wait a minute.
so excellent job, NXT. Really enjoyed the show. I had Collision off onto the side. What I seen of that, I'm going to rewatch it so I can, because I was mostly focused on the NXT show. I'll rewatch the
Yeah,
Collision, but from what I seen of it, really good show tonight over there too. Lots of stuff being done. The Impact slash TNA, I'll be checking in on that tomorrow. Uh, haven't heard any reports on that one yet, but there was a lot going on tonight.
besides Trent Seven, that's all I've heard as well.
So stay tuned on the Twitter X's for the Crew Day,
Twitter X.
uh, as we will run down as best we can all the happenings from tonight. That'll probably be dropping throughout the day tomorrow. So stay tuned for all that. Uh,
Absolutely.
as for myself, you'll be able to find me tomorrow on the Raw Ball podcast with the captain, and I believe Maddie and Devin will be over there tomorrow. So I will be on there at some point. I don't know if I'll be on right away, but I will be on that show. Tuesday, the Raw Ball recap. Watch for that one. And Thursday nights, the Crew Day, the week in review, the week that was and the week that will be, as we go over all the happenings from the world of professional wrestling from around the world.
Yeah.
And next Friday, I don't know who's doing this one. I know I'll be on somewhere with somebody for the Ring of Honor Final Battle pay per view. So
I will probably be in the comments on that one, and on that one, uh,
I'll
just
I'll
like
I'll dig someone up.
yeah, it'll probably be you and Remy.
Could be.
Well,
If I
y'all
was a
can find me.
if I was
Huh?
a ventriloquist, I could do it myself. Just get a little dummy. I could
That
do like
is,
I could do like our truth used to do and get I could call up little Jimmy.
yeah.
Yeah,
Get you a little Jimmy.
just
What do
pan
you
the
think
camera
about?
over to nobody and that would
What do
be
you think
something.
about that, little Jimmy?
I get a man. Oh wait, yeah, little Jimmy. Only I could get a mannequin head. Just have him on a swivel.
Just infringe on two gimmicks at once. Why don't you?
Yeah. Or well, no, if I didn't want to do the wrestling thing, like the on the old Craig Ferguson talk show, Jeff the robot. That would work. That would be a hoot, actually. That would be a long 3 hours though, doing a show by myself, pretending to be
Oh
someone
yeah,
else
no,
at the same time.
that might be hilarious. So I'd
I
watch.
don't know if I can pull that one off. I have to come up with a different voice and everything. And it would greatly help if I still drank, probably, but I don't. So
No, that helped greatly.
yeah. Anywho, Shug, pleasure working
Huh?
with you this evening. It was a great show.
Always, as always. Listen,
Yeah.
I am going to go hang out with my family, probably recline in this chair and take a nap. Uh,
I'm probably going to head to bed. It's 8 after midnight here
oh,
in the Great White North. It's the
yeah, it's
time
late over
zones.
there.
They
Yeah,
they slant to the right. That's why.
yeah, no, it's 8 p.m. over here.
Yeah. And you are being bellowed for.
Yes, I am.
You is. All right, my man. Thanks to everybody for watching.
Thank you all.
Don't forget, follow us with the Crew Day. Follow us on the Raw Ball, and we will see you all next time.
See y'all next time.